Alrighty then, welcome folks. So we are going to be starting a new Master of Orion game today as part of the Civ Friday series. This was, I think, the most requested game people wanted me to be playing. And the race that people requested the most was to see the Meklars, because I don't think I've streamed a game with the Meklars before. I think I've done a lot of the races now on stream, but I don't think I've done one of their games. So we'll go ahead and start a new game. Medium Galaxy. Small galaxies have some interesting dynamics, but I don't really want to do the cramped sardine can small galaxy for this game. Impossible difficulty. And I don't like playing maps larger than medium. Large maps and huge maps just tend to increase the micro work. Larger maps are also tend to be easier for the player, just for what that's worth. And so one change I'll do is I will set it to 4 AIs instead of 5. I have that down, I think, in the description. That doesn't change things too much overall. I generally don't recommend ever setting it lower than 4 opponents, because the gameplay starts to get really weird if you have like 1 or 2 opponents. So 4 AI opponents. And as mentioned, we're going to be playing as the Meklars. Oh, and I need to turn up the frame rate so that it doesn't load as slowly. Okay, so Meklars, as the screen says, their ability is Enhanced Factory Controls. By default, at the start of the game, you can build 2 factories for each 1 population point. The Meklars get double that. They can build 4 factories per population point, and that is their racial ability. Now that sounds really cool, and it is a strong ability, but it takes a very long time to build all those extra factories. This is why they're weaker than the Klakons. The Klakons get double production from their population. By default, at the start of the game, population produces half of a credit for each population point, so they get a full credit, a full BC for each population point. This is better than the Meklar ability because it's just so much faster. Instead of having to spend dozens of turns building all those factories, they kind of get extra production innately, and that's why they're a better race. They're just much faster. The Meklars cap out high. Like, they have a really, really high cap after you've built all those factories, but it just takes a long time to get there, so they're not a particularly fast race. All right, so we're going to play them. I always play with white flags for the Meklars. And if we have a suggestion on the name and the home planets, people can feel free to do that in the chat. The name of the leader is not that important. You only see it on like the voting screen. The name of the home planet we will actually see quite a bit. And the only way to change the name of the home planet is here on the staging screen. So if people have any suggestions, this is the time to make them before we get into the game proper. And I haven't seen a ton of stuff popping up in the chat just yet, so last chance before we keep going forward here. You cannot change the name of the leader or the home planet once the game starts. Skynet for leader name works for me. And then the home world is Meklon by default, but you can change it here. This is your only time you get the option to change this. I'm used to playing with all the default planet names, so anytime there's like something else that people suggest in chat, it always looks really weird to me. Hey Rayson, good to have you here. All right, last chance. If not, we're gonna go with the default name. All right, not hearing anything. On we go. We will have the opportunity, of course, to rename other planets as the game goes along. So people like Meklon. All right, let's see what we got here. We're in the south central portion of the galaxy. We have drawn some of the tougher races here. No silicoids in this galaxy. We do have Cylons and humans, Borathi, Klakons. Klakons, obviously really good at expanding early. Cylons always present a lot of danger. This is an unusual galaxy in that so many of the yellow stars are over here on the right-hand side. Left-hand side could be very empty. So the AIs can only spawn at yellow stars. So the big question is there an AI here? If there's an AI here, then we'll be contested. If there's not an AI here, there can't be one here. AIs have to be at least 7 parsecs away. Always at least 7 parsecs away. So if there's not an AI here, we have the whole southwest corner of the map mostly to ourselves. So, and it's just random chance where they start. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 9 worlds they can spawn. There's 4 of them. It's just, is there an AI here? That's really what it comes down to. If there's not, this is going to be a much easier game than if there is. So viewers are probably hoping there is an AI here. I'm hoping there's not. All right, so let's see how many worlds there are. So we also have a yellow within range, so we're definitely going to send the colony ship there. It's not guaranteed to have a hospitable world, but the odds are certainly a lot better. And wow, there's actually 4 planets within 3 parsec range. That's pretty interesting. All right, if there's an AI here, we need to have a scout at this star immediately. So we're going to send a scout here to start, because that is the most at-risk world. So we'll just send there immediately. And let's go for this other purple star as well. And then we will fan out the other. No, there 100% can be an AI here. It's about 50-50 odds if there's one here or not. We'll know right away, because when we hold a scout over this world, this is 3 parsec range, so they will definitely scout this if there's an AI there. I will count up how many scouts I have to build once the colony ship arrives. So right now we can only build, if you're new to Master of Orion, you always start on a 100 size homeworld. Everybody always starts on that. You always start with 30 factories, 40 pop. So at the start of the game, you get half of the population, you get half of a BC per pop point. So we get 20 BC from population plus 30 from factories. All of our population can work those factories. So we basically have 50 BC worth of production. There it is, 51. It rounds up. If you're wondering where the 38, so we have 51 theoretical production. We actually get 38 production. And if you're curious about where that comes from, it's that we have to spend a vast amount of money paying maintenance on this colony ship, which is very expensive. So the minute that colony ship gets used, that'll go away and we'll be able to build factories much faster. And then we have to spend about 1/3 of our income on cleanup costs, and then that leaves 2/3 roughly for industry. And the factories cost 10 BC per factory. So we are currently getting 22 BCs into factories, and that means the other 15 are going into ecology cleanup. Okay. Is it the case that the AI can't spawn at the edge of the map? I've never heard that rule before. I honestly don't know if that's true. It could be. If so, I've just never heard that before. Are they not allowed to spawn at the very edge of the galaxy? I don't know. If that's the case, though, then we're in good news. All right, so cross your fingers for something good here. Odds are very high for this to be habitable, but it is not guaranteed. If it's not, then we're in some trouble. But it's a yellow planet, so... Oh... Yeah... That's a bad roll. That is a bad roll. To have Inferno at a yellow star is extremely rare. Oof. Oof. So now we gotta check out. So now we either have to go up here. I think we have to. This is rough. This is very rough, because this blue planet is less likely to have a habitable star, but I think we have to go there because it's so much closer. All right, well, so now we're still paying. Where is it? This is a bad, so now we're still paying all that maintenance cost. We did not manage to get our colony. You always want to pick a yellow over a red or a green. But we played the percentages, and basically we like rolled the dice and we hit snake eyes. The odds of that are very low. Yellow stars having a hostile planet the odds are low. It's not likely. It's pretty bad luck, but there's nothing we can do about that. So we'll go to this planet, which also is likely to have blue stars. Unfortunately, do not often have habitable worlds. So the odds are this is also going to be hostile, but we have to give it a shot. Hopefully it's not Orion right there. That would be really sad. So now I will build some scouts and we'll see what's on these worlds. So we can at least then have an informed decision of where to send this. All right, so let's scrap the buggy designs. It's well known that these initial designs are bugged to cost more. So like the scout with nothing on it costs 10 BC, but if we design the exact same ship, it'll cost 8 BC instead. Well-known bug in this game. So we'll build the Scout 2s. Unfortunately, we can't build as many as we normally would be able to. We can only build 3. Yeah, normally you can build 5, but we can only build 3 because we're still paying that maintenance, which is brutal here at the start. So we're going to need at least a couple of these to fan out. And let's see where they can go, but Yeah, as I said, this is pretty rough in the early game. All right, so we definitely need to scout these two worlds to see what's on them in the event that that blue world is also hostile. Interesting start to this game. I'm going to have to do a little bit more scrambling here. All right, so that's out of range. We'll never be able to scout that. That's out of range. That's in range for the scouts, not for them. And then these are in range, and then that's out of range. Okay. Let's go to this one, and then we'll need 2 to go to these planets. I'm just going to build 2, so I can put more into industry here. Keep working on factories, just for these 2 planets. All right, well, cross your fingers that this is habitable, but it probably won't be. All right, this planet's a radiated rich. That's a valuable world, but we won't be able to colonize that for ages. Radiated hostile. Yikes. What is this galaxy? Oh, man. We've scouted 3 worlds. We've got an Inferno and 2 radiated. Yikes. Having an uninhabitable yellow star is bad. Bad, bad, bad. Yikes. All right, well, we're going to send this. I mean, I'm not surprised, but yeah, we're going to send this up here. And we'll send these out to scout. Now we better hope that there's no AI down in this corner, because we are off to a bad start. This is a rough start. So I'm going to move it back to Meklars, and then from Meklars I can see which of these 2 planets to go to. This yellow star has absolutely trolled me to the most absurd degree. Trolled me so hard. Another radiated planet. Okay, I mean, these are purple stars, which are least likely to hold habitable worlds. Okay, 45. I mean, it's habitable, but that's not good either. Like, is that really the best we're going to be able to do? A 45? This is absolutely brutal. Like, we're falling so far behind the AI right now as a result of this start. We don't have a second colony. We're only on 42 factories. It's really bad. All right. Wow, another hostile world. I mean, there's a lot of rich planets, but man, we've scouted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets, and 1 is habitable. 5 are hostile. Oh my god. I mean, 2 of them are rich. That's nice. This one's size 10, though. I mean, okay. At least no silicoids, that's true. And it does not appear that there's an AI here, so... I mean, there's potential. We do have this large gulf of space over here, so that'll keep anyone from bothering us in the early game, but oh my god. Ugh. I guess we have to colonize this. I mean, 45 is not good for the second planet at all. You really would like better than that, but that's what it's going to have to be as we colonize on turn 2310 with our colony ship. Well, that will extend range out to here, so if there's something habitable on these planets, we'll be able to push in that direction. All right, arid 70, that's better. Looking a little bit better. So it looks like we'll be able to push in this direction and try to grab some of these worlds, and then I guess we have backlines over here. But it kind of sucks that, like, you know, we're like, oh, cool, you know, there's no AI down in this cluster. Well, you'll clean that up easily. It's like, well, will I? If these planets are all radiated, how am I going to get the range to get over here if all the planets are radiated? This is a... ugh. It's one of the more brutal first opening sequences I can remember. And another, oh my god, another radiated. Well, you know what tech is going to be most valuable in this galaxy? And then a dead planet. Oh my god. Ugh. Yikes. What is with this galaxy, you guys? Well, we need control. If we don't have controlled radiated in our tree, we're in a lot of trouble if there's no controlled radiated in our tech tree this time. So So we had suggestions for robot and neuromancer. I'll go with robot, and then whenever we get a third planet, maybe we can use neuromancer. Yeah, this would be an unbelievable. This would be an absolutely unbelievable game for the silicoids, but I mean, so remember, your homeworld's always Terran 100. I just want to make that clear. The homeworld is always Terran 100. We have scouted outside the homeworld 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 planets. 7 of them are hostile. 4 of the 7 are radiated. Out of the habitable, one is size 45, one is 70. I mean, 3 of them are rich. That's great. They're all radiated. So if there is any good news, it's that if there is a race that's good to be trapped on few planets, the Meklars are one of the best races in the game. Yep, Racing putting it in chat at the exact same time that I'm saying it. If you're going to be stranded on a handful of planets, the Meklar are one of the best to be, maybe the best race in the game to be stuck on a handful of planets. Anyway, so we won't need to research range to expand out to this planet. We can get out here right away. Robot is such a sad little world. Only size 45. I'm just going to send 10 million and that'll be it. That'll get it to 12 million, which is a quarter of its population. But I don't know. This is like, where do we go from here? All right. Well, in any case, we do need to get some more scouts out because we have extended range. So this is now in range. So we've got this green star here. We do want scouts for these two, and I guess that's it. So get 3 scouts then. Yeah, get 3 more scouts. I'll do 1 extra tick because I am losing some, I'm losing some pop here. Well, planetology, yeah, is not the strength of the Meklars. Okay, so we'll send that off. I am really far behind on factory construction though because of that slow opener. Like really, really far behind on factory construction. Which is not ideal considering how many factories the Meklars have to build. All right, these are just to hold position over these worlds. Thank goodness there is not an AI. It looks like chat was correct in that the AI could not spawn here. It's too bad one of these red stars wasn't here because that would open up the path to head to the southwest corner. But we are really trapped here at the time being. These environments are so hostile. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Time for a nice, easy game. I don't think the Meklars are amazing. They're just like middle of the road in terms of strength. But I'm very glad I'm not trying to do a variant for this game. I was like, I'm not going to try to do a variant here. All right, so what turn is it? It's 2311. Yeah, I should be up to like 8 or 9 factories a turn by right now. Being at only less than 6 is... I'm just like 5 turns behind where I should be, if not more. So... yeah, all we can really do right now is just build factories for a little bit. So build factories to about 2 times factory, or 2 times. So like get this up to about 200 factories. Obviously the Meklars can go all the way up to 400, but it takes too long. If you wait all that time, it takes way too long. So get this up to about 200 factories and then build a colony ship for this world, for Artemis. Claim that, see if that extends range far enough to go anywhere. It will bring this in range. Well, we're already sending a scout there. We'll bring probably this in range as well. But there's probably an AI here or here. It would be shocking if there's no AI at either of these stars. I don't think I'm going to be that lucky. So we'll probably start running into their scouts up there in the north. But yep, for the time being, just got to build those factories. And man, it's taken, we're only on 73 factories. Dear God, we're so far behind from where a normal start would be. Like normally you want to max out around 23, 20, like 23, 23, 23, 24 is where you should be maxing out factories if you're doing the start I did. I'm only at 100 factories. So as I said, I'm about 5 turns behind, roughly. Something like that. Oh, artifacts, okay. Are we going to pull a tech here? This could be huge. This could actually be huge if I'm the first one to scout this and get something useful. Waste cleanup, crossing fingers for improved eco restoration here. Improved eco would be unbelievable. II8 or II7 would be amazing too. Because cheaper factories is really, really good for the Meklars. The one thing we don't want is improve Industrial 3 because that'll increase the price of factories. We do not want... Oh, habitability tech would be awesome too. Let's see what we can get. Well, this is mostly useless, unfortunately. Battle computer is good, obviously, but it does not help us in the early game, unfortunately. So that was a bit of a useless pull, but at least we got it. So what does that tell us about the map? If there's no AI has scouted this, that means it's less likely there's an AI here, although it is a bit far from there, so they might not have had that in range. Gets me to improve robotics 3 faster, true, but that's not that high of a priority for the Meklar. We really wanted something that is waste cleanup or cheaper factories, or as you guys said, Tundra or Dead would be amazing. I think we actually could pull Dead from that, because I think you can get the first 2 ladders of the tech tree, and that's in the second ladder. So yeah, that would have been amazing, but we pulled something that didn't help, but I mean, we can't complain. If we can colonize this and get range 5, this should be in range. So there's the potential to get over here in time. Robots all the way up to 1 factory per turn right now. Hey, got to get started somewhere. So we have 113 factories, but again, I really want to get that up to about 200 factories. That's when I can build a 4-turn colony ship, and I just think it slows you down too much if you're not building like 4-turn colony ships. Well, so Dead is the 3rd habitability tech, but it's in the 2nd rung of the tech tree, because controlled Baron's in the 1st, and then Tundra and Dead are in the 2nd rung. I meant it was on the 2nd rung of the tech tree, if that makes sense. All right, we're up to 10 factories per turn, so it's about 6 more turns to max out. So I guess we're not that far behind. Must be an AI north of the nebula. This is, yeah, probably one here. If this one's right on the edge of the map, I guess it's true. If that is a rule that they cannot spawn right at the edge of the map, then I guess they can't be here either. But that would mean it's almost certain that there's one here, and then the other 3 in this cluster here. There might be some very small AI empires in this game if they're all on top of each other. So yeah, just chilling here for right now. And then we will need some scouts when if we can colonize this. So I should probably get at least a couple scouts. You know, I don't really want to slow down factories either, though. I'll squeeze them out somewhere. Maybe Robot can squeeze out a couple. Actually, Robot can squeeze out some Scout 2s. Could actually build 2 of them already. Let's scrap this. Robot can squeeze out a couple of Scout 2s for this and this and this. Probably need 3 of them for those 3 stars once we colonize this. Okay, I'll get them out of Robot then. All right, meanwhile, still building these up. Yeah, the AIs are all going to be like on top of each other. This is just, the game has decided to roll an utterly bizarre map for us. All right, 155, we're building 12 per turn. That's like 4 more turns, I guess. All right. And I don't see the need to open research just yet. I want to build this colony ship first, and then I'll open research. Okay, 180 factories. Let's do 1 more turn. And we can send some pop back here. Let's send, it only takes 2 turns. Let's send 8. 8 from this planet. Okay, so robot back to being at halfway point of the growth curve. This should, all right, so we will be at, okay, so let's build the last, actually no, what can I can just build the full 14 if I want. How long does it take to build it? Oh, let's design the colony ship again, see how much it costs. Standard colony base. See, if we had gotten a planetology tech, it also would have dropped the cost of this. BC2 drops the cost of this, the battle computer, but it doesn't drop the cost of the colony ship, unfortunately. All right. 5 turns? All right, we'll do another turn's worth of industry, and that should drop it down to 4 turns once that happens. Meanwhile, robot, you build me some scout. As I said, I think I need 3 of these, so build me at least 2, and maybe 1 more the following turn. I'm hitting 200 factories this turn, so 23, 26. I guess I was about 3 or 4 turns behind, so not quite as bad as I feared. All right, robot, you've got 3 scouts. Let's so we'll send 1 here for that in the nebula, and then 2 over to there for those 2 stars. And you can go back to factories for right now. I can always build a scout 2 over this planet if it looks like it's going to get scouted. All right. So see, as the Meklars, we can just keep building more factories if we want, and we will do that. But we're going to start with this, and I'll get a free turn of movement by relocating this when it's done. Once this is done, I have the decision of if I want to open research or if I want to go to 400 factories. I think I will open research just to see what there is, and then robot can put its pitiful little BCs into the research, while Meklon builds factories up to 400. Because I do want to see what options I have. Improved eco would be really, really good for us. And we're probably going to need range to reach this planet. This could end up being the key to the map. If this unlocks the route over to the western side of the map, this could end up being the most important planet on the entire map. It can get us out of this spot and get us down to here, to like the promised land of milk and honey. So I'm thinking we probably want to be bending our gameplay around reaching this spot. It should be 5 parsecs away from this planet. No, this is unimpossible. I wouldn't say or being a wimp. People can play whatever they want to play, but I'm very experienced at this game, so my games are on impossible unless something really weird is going on. All right, so yeah, we're just building the colony ship now. This planet's important because it hops us over to this artifacts world. So it won't be in range right away, but I'm hoping that once we colonize this world, which we're going to name Neuromancer, as suggested in the chat, that it'll then be 5 parsecs. I believe that's 5 parsecs. If we put the grid on here to here, looks like it's 5. I don't think it's 6 once that's colonized, but we'll know for sure once that actually gets colonized. Anyway, we still have not seen a single AI, which is very odd, but it is a weird, weird map. Such a weird map if you haven't seen it. So many hostile planets in here. All the yellow stars clustered over here. We think there's probably an AI here, but we haven't seen any of their ships because this nebula kind of blocks the way. We don't think there's an AI here. We know there's not one here. We would have seen their ships. We're pretty sure there isn't one here. So we think there's an AI here and then a cluster over here. So even though the local terrain is really crummy, if it turns out that we just have free run on the whole western half of the galaxy, then it'll still end up being a relatively straightforward game. And just Master of Orion is an old game. It does not have the various stuff in place that other games have, like newer games have, to like normalize starts, that kind of thing. It does not have anything like that. So it's like what you get is what you get. Okay, so we're going to seed the tech fields this turn. So what do we actually want to open? As usual, we don't need to have all the tech fields open at the start of the game. The ones that we care about early are construction. We really like to get either waste cleanup or cheaper factories. Both are really good for the Meklars. II9 is super cheap. And Improved Industrial 9, I should just not use the acronym. It cuts 10% off all our factory costs, and it's a cheap tech. Reduce waste is also extremely good because we have so many factories to build. Planetology, we really want improved eco. Improved eco restoration would be unbelievable. And then at the second tier, we really want controlled dead because that unlocks 2 planets for us. And then propulsion, of course, we need as well. So let's just open all 3 fields, and then we can decide how to allocate from there. We don't need computers early. We don't need force fields early. We don't need weapons early. All right, so this turn should be interesting because we're going to find out what options we have available. All right, no choice on reduced industrial waste. So hopefully we'll have improved industrial 8 at the next tier. If we don't have either of them, then that's pretty bad, but this is a very good tech for us. Okay, we don't have improved eco restoration, which sucks. but at least we have the other waste cleanup tech from the construction field. So we'll do terraforming plus 10. And we only have range 4. That's, I think we need range 5 to reach this planet, so that's kind of bad. It's kind of bad. Otherwise, it's long-range colony ships to get over there. Anyway, at least these are both cheap techs. These are both very cheap, but I would not say we quite had what we were looking for there. All right, so robots on its way, or the colony ship at robots on its way. Meklar, since we didn't quite get what we were looking for there, I'm gonna have Meklan build out to 400 factories now, which will take about 11 or 12 turns, I'd say. No, not that long. Yeah, about 10 or 11 turns it'll take. We're gonna have obscene waste costs, but this will help in the long run. And so we'll just trickle research for the time being from Robot. Robot's also going to have to send about 15 pop to this planet, but that should drop it right back to about halfway by the time it gets up there. How does it work for council votes? So it's either when it's 2/3 or 3/4 of the stars are colonized that there's a meeting then, and then there's an additional meeting on every 25 turn date after that. I think it's 3/4 of the stars get colonized, so we might not see one for quite some time in this game. Sleeping Dragon has a good point there. Knowing whether you have improved eco or not is a big deal. Knowing if you have improved eco is a big deal as far as whether to research improved industrial 9 or reduced waste 80%. I think that does make a lot of sense. I was trying to do the whole drop one big initial seed of investment into the techs and then trickle research after that, which makes use of the research formula. I don't know all the ins and outs of how the research formula works, but that's supposed to be pretty effective. All right, let's turn off the relocation order for the time being. So this is the advantage of the Meklars. Instead of being stuck on 200 factories, we can keep going. We can go up to 400. In fact, if we terraform the planet with plus 10 terraforming, we can go all the way to, 440 factories? Unfortunately, a ridiculous amount of that will get eaten up by waste costs, but once we can solve the waste cost problem, that won't be an issue. So yeah, we're just building the factories now. This is not what other races would be doing. Other races would be doing research, but because we have this option, I'm going to take it and use our racial ability. Also, we're about to colonize this world, so then we'll be able to spread out more scouts and see if there's more stuff out there. So we already had a request to name this Neuromancer, so let's go ahead and do that. I wish this were my second planet. It's like double the size. Neuromancer. Looks like there's just enough space to fit it. It might just be Neuromance on the screen. Nope, it actually fits entirely. This is longer than any of the names, the default names, so it looks kind of weird for me seeing this. All right, so yep, I'm going to send 15 million pop to start. That'll drop this back down to 30 out of 40, or 20 out of 45, right into the middle of the, the middle of the population curve. And we'll just have Neuromancer build factories. Robot is not going to be contributing. So we're not really doing any research right now. We're just very, very slowly trickling progress towards planetology. The most important tech right now is really industrial waste 80%, but we'll just make what pitiful progress we can until Meklan maxes on 400 factories, and then Meklan can do the research load, and we'll actually get a decent amount of research from that. And then we need to spread out our scouts now that we have increased range. How far away is this planet? Oh, it's still 6? Oh, okay. Well, it looks like we need range 6 anyway, so now we hope range 6 is available at the next tier. I thought this would be 5. I could have sworn this would be 5 from Neuromancer to this planet. I swear this looks like 5 to me, but apparently maybe it's like 5.01 and then that rounds up to 6. Maybe. It sure looks like 5 to me, but well, in a way, this means this means range 4 was good to pick up because range 5 would actually not have done anything for us. Actually would not have solved the problem. So in a way, it's better to research range 4, which is cheaper, and get to the next tier faster. But okay, I did not actually send the scouts forward, so let's do that. This is now in range. Oh, these are not in range. Okay. Huh. They're also not in range. Well, they will be once we have range When we research range 4, they'll be in range. Actually, this will be in range as well. That'll only be 7 parsecs. Anything over here? This is also 7. So, okay, well, we will need some more scouts over here. Maybe Meklars can squeeze out a couple scouts. Okay. So this actually does waste some production for the next thing we build, but I'll squeeze out these because we will need a couple more scouts. We clearly need 3 more for down here. Or is it 1, 2, 3? Yeah, we need a couple more, and that'll be in range. Okay. So we'll squeeze out a couple of these. It's a weird game, right? We haven't seen any AIs. Very, very odd. All right. So I'm going to need another scout up here for when we get range 4, whenever that is. We'll send you up here as well. Actually, no, let's send you here just in case that's Orion. I don't want to send 2 scouts to their doom. So we already have 2 scouts here to grab these, go see what's at these 2 planets. And then we need 2 more over here for those planets. And that leaves 1 for Meklars and 1 for Robot. There we go. Now I've got a little scout hanging out over every planet. So far, no one has tried to scout this rich world. So anyway, all right. And now that you are regrown some of that pop, we don't need to spend quite as much there. All right, 18 per turn, 269. So these next couple turns, not much going on. Can probably just next turn this a couple times. Oh, okay, so the Bullrathi are here. We can tell from this that they almost certainly have started at this location. Could technically be here, but that's a pretty wide gulf of space. There's like a river of empty space that runs right here. So they're almost certainly at that star. And they just have a scout over this, so we'll get a free look at this planet. It's okay, it's a hostile world. It's barren though, so that's pretty, that is of course the lowest tier of habitability. But yeah, so they're almost certainly up here at this star. Look at this huge gulf of space too. So if we can keep them off this planet, then they are going to have difficulty expanding. Even if they do get this, it's going to be hard for them to expand beyond that. Anyway, I would love to see what's over at these planets. Hopefully that range 4 will get us the ability to see what's over there soonish. Okay, so Neuromancer has already almost equaled the production of this other world. It has no factories yet. 8 production. Robot has... Okay, never mind. Robot has 35. It's actually not close. But it'll get there. We're actually close to terraforming tech. Terraforming is not going to do that much for Meklars because it just goes from 100 to 110. But going from 45 to 55 is a pretty big increase. So that'll be nice to get. All right, we're at 300 factories. 100 more to go, and it'll only take 5 turns because we're up to 20 factories per turn. Note that we're up to 355 production in the homeworld, 35, and 8. So the homeworld is kind of going to have to do everything right now. But like the homeworld can drop 200 RP into research, which, I mean, what are we getting right now? We're getting 22, so that's like 10 times our production. Also, the minute we get this waste cleanup tech, that's going to be a really big deal. I'll have to see if I want to dial down planetology. We'll have to see what the next planetology tech is, if I want to dial that down. If controlled dead is at the next tier, though, then that's a very high priority. Anyway, so just building factories for these turns. Hopefully the AI appears to be struggling on this map, too. Like, we have not gotten a single pop-up saying XAI has gotten to 6 planets, which is very common for this early in the game. With the silicoids in the game, you can sometimes see that pop up on like 23, 25. It's like, oh, the silicoids are already on 6 worlds. But nope, no one apparently is spread out. Looks like everyone's struggling in this galaxy, which is fine with me. The planets over here are probably less hostile, but there's also 3 AIs over here. We think, anyway. We think there's 3 AIs, so they're probably all stepping on each other's toes right now. What a bizarre map. So hostile right now. But time is on the player's side in this game, so hopefully we can just keep chilling. So this is also very common with the Meklars. You build so many factories, it's like 50% of your income is going into waste cleanup. That's actually quite common with them. All right, so we'll be able to max out factories on this upcoming turn. All right, there we go. So see how it goes to max. We need 8 more factories, so that's 80 BC. Just measure that out. There we go. That'll max that out. And the rest we're going to put into tech. And now poor little robot can stop spending on research and can go back to building its own factories. All right, so now we will start doing legitimate research. Planetology should pop quickly. And this is a very high priority, so I may dial up spending on this. Let's get this to 15%. Remember, the actual percentage is double what's shown here. This is the base version of Master of Orion. Anyway, welcome for joining us, Link Mario Sounds. All right, so Meklars maxes out just as we knew it would. So we're at right around 250 BC. Normally, if you max out your homeworld, I think you get about 170 or so. It's something like that. Normally, you're like around 170. So you can see we're definitely well above that, but not as much as you'd think. And again, that's because we're paying so much waste cleanup. But once we get this tech, that actually will be quite a bit better. Okay, let's dial down planetology spending. We don't need to go until we hit. We'll just put it up. Yeah, let's do this. Remember, we have double these odds, so we should hit that in a turn or two. It's not an urgent tech. As I said, we can get a little bit more on Meklars and a little bit more on Robot, but mostly we're looking to get this waste cleanup tech, because then, like, how much are we actually paying on waste cleanup right now? So we get 448 production. We're spending 246 on tech. So we're spending about 400. We're spending about 200 BC every turn on waste cleanup. That's a lot of waste. So we'd be able to cut, well, 20% of that off. So that's like 40 more BC. Pretty good. A lot of waste cleanup in the early game. Improved eco restoration would have been gigantic, but it wasn't in our tech tree, for better or for worse. All right, there's improved terraforming. Let's see what we get at the next tier. Oh, wow. So if you're new to this game, there are 3 planetology techs at the second rung of the ladder. One of them is Controlled Tundra, which would let us colonize the rich tundra world. One of them is Controlled Dead, which would let us colonize both of those hostile worlds. And the other one is Death Spores, which is 100% useless. We are guaranteed to get one of those 3. We have failed to hit either of the ones that would be useful. We have rolled the expensive, completely useless tech. Oh, man, this is going to set us back a lot. This is just a weird game. Like, we're high rolling in the sense that the AIs have a huge portion of the map they can't colonize, but man, are we low rolling in other ways. Oh my god. I wonder if it even would have been better to take Controlled Baron and try to grab this world, but I don't really want this world because it's in a nebula, so I can't really defend it. So I don't really want to fight the Bullrathi for this world. Oh yeah, there's also plus 20 terraforming, that's right. Time for large-scale espionage. With who? We're not in contact with any AIs. No. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I'm going to keep planetology spending turned off for the moment. Let's keep that low and focus other stuff, because clearly we're not going to get anything useful there in the immediate future. But like, to miss improved eco and plus 20 terraforming and Controlled Tundra and Controlled Dead is pretty brutal. I'll pull up the, I do this a lot when playing Master of Orion. I'll pull up the tech tree just so folks can see it. Yeah, this is such an old game. It is not available in-game, but I have offline resources that will show what's in the tree just to show how awful this was. All right, so let me put it on the desktop here so you should be able to see this. Oh, I should also put my face on the, where is, there you go. Now you can still see me. I don't just disappear. All right, so in planetology, the initial 3 options are plus 10 terraforming, Controlled Baron, improved eco. We had both of these available as options. Ideally, we would have had this available. This is a really crucial tech. It was missing. I would have gone plus 10 into improved eco. I would have researched them both if they had been there. So Controlled Tundra, not present, would have been useful. This would have been not super useful because we have plus 10, but wouldn't have been terrible. Dead, Controlled Dead, not there. Death Spores, the most expensive and completely useless tech, not there. So at some point, we're just gonna have to research this and then cross our fingers and hope that, like, we would actually want to get all 3 of these, but yeah. And controlled toxic wouldn't be bad either, but this is the one we really need is controlled radiated. There's so many radiated planets. We'll just have to research this and then grab one of these, enhanced eco if we can't get improved eco somehow, and then cross our fingers. But yeah, so anyway, that's the beauty of this game is, sometimes what you're looking for is there, and sometimes it's really not there in like the most ridiculous fashion. Okay, back to but that's part of the fun, I suppose. All right, but anyway, I mean, we're being left alone by the AI, and that's always a good thing. Okay, so we want to terraform some of these planets. So robot needs 2 turns to terraform, but we 100% want to do so here. So we'll do 25, 25, which is very standard to terraform this. Neuromancer, it's not really worthwhile just yet. Let's wait until it can muster up 25 BC, and then we'll probably terraform it over 2 turns. Meklars, of course, can terraform immediately. So let's measure out the 50 that we need. There we go. Terraform it right away. Put the rest in here. I don't know if I'm going to build the factories right away. I might just terraform it and then just let the population grow naturally, and then wait to build the factories until I can get reduced industrial waste done. I really want to get that waste cleanup tech. It's so valuable. Or get it in the percentages, like get it to percentage, and then we can build the factories while it's in the percentages. All right, so Meklars is now terraformed. See, now it's max 110. So it'll start growing population. Robot needs another turn to finish. Neuromancer just doing its thing. Not quite there yet. So we have 56%. Let's turn this down. We have 56% odds to get this. I mean, this is 36% odds right now. This is fine. Just putting it all in construction right now. A beeline to controlled radiated could be worthy, but we need to make sure it's actually there. There is also the possibility that if we can grab this planet, we can maybe like circle around the radiated worlds and get down this way. So if we have controlled, if we have range 6, I'm really hoping range 6 is available, because I will beeline that, because that would unlock, as we mentioned, that unlocks this world, and then from there we should have the range to get to these planets, which hopefully are not entirely hostile. We're about to be able to scout them though, with as soon as this range tech pops. So we'll be able to see what's on like the next tier of worlds. Okay, so now this is in the percentages. That's good. This is 40% odds to pop now. All right, Meklars. Yeah, still chugging along. Robot's done terraforming, so now we can go back to building factories there. Builds 3 of them per turn. It's only built 29 factories so far, although we did have it on research for a while. And Neuromancer is just about ready to terraform. See, it's at like half pop, so it's just about at a spot where it's worthwhile to terraform. Hopefully we can get over there. Hopefully. The AIs are still leaving this around. Reserve, so yeah, so the other thing you can do is you can always build colony ships. You can put a reserve tank on a colony ship, but we definitely don't have enough tech for that yet. Let's see when this construction tech pops, what that does. But we still need more. Oh, this is nice. So we hit this at 18% odds. That's actually really good. So yes, we do want to reduce the ecology rate. And okay, II-8's useful. We're gonna have to build a lot of factories, so that's pretty good. I'm okay with that. All right, so let's stop prioritizing construction so heavily. Let's actually let's split like 2 to 1 for the, well, we want to see what is actually in this field. But like we can seed the field this turn. I really am hoping that range 6 is available. All right, so now we can go ahead and build the factories. It'll say max, but it's lying. We need to build 40 factories, and we definitely can't build 40 factories instantly. So someone's going to have to do research. So robot, it goes back to you. We have like, what is it, 44% odds to discover this. Hopefully that'll happen next turn. All right. There we go. We hit the dice roll that time. All right. throw against the wall. Range 6 is not available. Literally every tech I need is not in the tree. Oh my god. I was like, I need improved eco. It's not there. I need higher higher levels of hostile tech. It's not there. I need range 6 now to spread out. It's not there. It's like, what? Anyway, it's nuclear engines over inertial stabilizer. It's also a much cheaper tech. Like, look at these tech costs. One is 1,400, one is 4,000. I mean, all right. So let's look at this then. If you design a colony ship, so if you want to design a colony ship, you can put the standard colony base on. So there is 331 space left over. So you can see the reserve fuel tanks cost 445. So there's not enough room to put the fuel tanks on. You need more tech to do that. You need more construction tech, and more planetology tech will make it available. Of course, you can build it on a huge hull, and the Meklars are one of the best AIs that's able to do something like that. So, you can always put this on a huge hull, but look at the cost. It's 1,800. It's like triple the cost of a normal colony ship. So that can be worthwhile to do, potentially. If it's the only way to spread out, it can be worthwhile to do this. As crazy as that sounds, it can be worthwhile to do this. So 1,800 BC. So we currently produce, well, we would want to finish maxing out the factories. We produce about 300. So we could actually do that in 6-ish turns. I think that's actually the correct play here. I think that's actually the correct play, as bizarre as this is. This would not work for someone that's not the Meklars, but I do think this is the correct play. Because what do we need? Like, what is pushing tech going to do? There's no tech here that's going to help us immediately. This is nice, but it's not crucial. This is useless. This is nice to have. But, like, none of this is, like, going tech. So, like, there's basically two things we do here. Either we build the huge colony ship or we push tech. I don't think that pushing tech is going to do anything for us on this start. I really don't think it is. I think it's the huge colony ship, which is, again, such a bizarre thing to do. And it would be moving at warp 1, so it would take forever to move up there. But I think it's the right option. I don't think that there's any other thing that we would want to do. All right, in any case, though, we can spread out. So we did get increased range, so we'll spread this out. I should have moved this scout up here earlier, and I forgot to do that, but that's okay. So we'll at least be able to see what's on these worlds now that are back behind here. And if we can just build one of these and get a world here, then that would open up range-wise a lot of stuff in this area. I think that's the right play. You got to adapt. And when you have a really, really, really weird situation with a bizarre map and a bizarre tech tree. All right, well, let's make sure Mechlon's maxed out. It needs 11 more factories. So we'll build the factories on this turn. It needs 11 factories to max out. So that'll max out factories. And then we're a little bit short on pop. So robot, you can send, let's send 4 million pop because it's about to grow. Just send that. That'll max it out. And then, yeah, all right. So, yeah, people wanted, what was it? People wanted the colony ship to be named. We had a suggestion for Paradise Lost and the Troll Buster. Definitely no range tech that's going to be cheaper than 1,800 BC. So, all right, colony base, reserve fuel tanks. We'll go with this because this was first in the chat. If there's room, Troll Buster. All right, well. Have at it. 10 turns, but that'll drop because we're not putting full production in it. It looks like it'll take about 6 turns total, and then it's going to have to crawl all the way up there at warp 1. All right, how do we want to allocate tech spending right now? Between these 3 fields, I think propulsion probably has the highest priority out of these. I actually don't want to open the other fields. Computers. If we're not in contact with any AIs, there's no real need for force fields or weapons or computers. So let's just keep these 3 fields open. Construction would be nice, but probably a mixture. But I would really like the warp 2 engines. because that actually is like an expansion tech as well. It's also the cheapest of these techs. So let's do this, and let's put at least a little bit in planetology. So we're at least trickling towards that. I know we're on all of 36 BC right now, so that's whatever. All right, Neuromancer is in a good shape to terraform. Note that it's at 40 out of what will be 80, so it's like perfectly at the halfway point to terraform. So we'll do that. And just let this one keep cooking in the oven for right now. So we'll mostly emphasize this, but like, we're not really going to make any. Let's be serious. We're not going to make any serious progress until Meklars stops building this. All right, Trollbuster it is. Let's go, folks. The actual huge colony ship. All right. So 6 turns it is, as predicted. We're getting 3. So we get about 300. Yeah, right around 300 production per turn. Note how much is still being eaten up by waste cost, though. So 300 production, so it's like 180 is going into waste cost. I guess we'll get slightly more than this when these population transports arrive. I guess I should have sent 3 instead of 4. Oh well. Neuromancer on the second turn of terraforming. Still are not in contact with any AIs, by the way. Utterly bizarre game. I've never played a Master of Orion game like this, and I've played a lot. I've probably played between 50 and 60 full games over the years, over the last, I don't know, 15 years or so. Never played one quite like this. It's very, very odd. But anyway, Neuromancer is already at the point where it's about to pass Troll. It's at 40 production, or Robot, excuse me, and Robot's at 50 production. So it'll pass it because it's just a much larger base size. And we should get a bunch of scouting reports coming in. So maybe we get lucky and there's another artifacts world back here. Remember, not only is this planet critical for strategic reasons, it is an artifacts world too. Let's see what else we can find here. Oh, hello. Are the Cylons at this star? Bulrathi Cylons here? Interesting. Well, they have not colonized this world, so we can at least scout what's here. Well, that's a valuable planet, 85. Would love to get that. Another radiated world. Are you kidding me? And then this, okay. So yeah, it is, if we can get so many hostile planets on this map. Okay, so let's take a look there again. If we can somehow get past this belt of radiated worlds, this would then open the path to colonize whatever's down here. Okay. And this one's 7. I mean, we could build another huge colony ship for this one too, in theory. In theory, this is also in range if we can build another huge colony ship. I don't really want to build 2 huge colony ships, but maybe we would be falling pretty far behind on tech if we do that. But I don't know. It's such a weird game. So many rich. I mean, this, if we were the silicoids for this game, this would be the easiest game. I mean, we're 50 turns into the game right now, and we have 3 planets. Jeez. So many, I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 radiated worlds. Artifacts, ultra rich, rich. Jeez. Very, very, very strange game. But as I said, it appears the AI is struggling as well. So there is that. All right, 4 turns. So just a standard medium-sized map. I think that's all of my scouts have fanned out now. Yeah, I don't think I have any more available. Oh, I have 1 going up there. 2 turns. 1 turn. By the way, the maintenance cost on this is going to be obscene. So like right now, wait, it's under the planets tab. So like right now we're paying no maintenance cost at all, but the maintenance cost on this is going to be absolutely terrible when it actually finishes. All right, so the Meklars are, oh wait, Cylons up here? This must be their second planet. All right, so they control that. So are the Cylons then up here? So Cylons here, Bulrathi there, or maybe the Bulrathi are, oh, no, wait a minute. I think we said we thought this was not an AI here. Maybe the Bulrathi are here and they were able to send a scout over to the nebula. But it looks like the Cylons are here. So that means there's probably no one in this corner then. I thought the Cylons might be here. All right, whatever. Well, the main thing is to control this area. So if we can colonize this, then this is within 3 parsec range, and we're going to need a boatload of scouts to fan out up there too. All right, so we finished this. So the Troll Buster's got to go right here, 7 turns. So we want to build a standard colony ship to follow it to grab this planet. And then Neuromancer, I want to build some scouts to fan out in this corner up here. Because we've got like 3, we got like, if this is in range, then all of these planets are going to be in range. So I need like 5 scouts. So Neuromancer, get me some scouts, please. I think I want like 5 of them. Probably just like 1 turn of income, yeah. Robot, you stay on research. You just keep chilling there. And so you go back to a normal colony ship. We can actually finish it on the very next turn. Okay, cool. And it'll just follow this one right behind it. Okay. Oh yeah, the Trollbuster maintenance costs. Actually not as bad as I thought it might be. Still high, but not absurd. Okay. So yeah, this will just follow right behind and grab this. So we have range 4. All right, so here's another, can we measure things on the map again? So this is the planet that we're headed towards. And then this one here, is this 4 parsecs? I think it is. Like, is this to this just 4 parsecs? I think it is. Right? Does that look like 4 parsecs? Because we have 4 parsec range overall. I believe it would be. Yeah, we had a lot of overflow there. Enough overflow to 1 turn a ship. So yeah, I think that I'll be able to build another ship right there. It looks like 4. It's diagonal. I don't know. I think it's 4 though, because these lines are 5. The question is just, do I build yet another colony ship after this one or go research? I think I go research. And then once this arrives, we can see. Once this arrives, we can see. I'm also going to need probably more scouts to fan out in this corner too. Maybe I can grab some out of Robot when Meklars goes on to research. Or have Neuromancer build a few more, because Neuromancer has a little bit more production. Because we'll need like 4 more scouts for down here. It does not appear that there's an AI in this area. Yeah, this is, you know what? We should, this is not going to get stolen by the AI. It's actually more pressing to grab anything that's in this cluster up here. So let's have Meklars do research, because if we can get Warp 2 engines, that actually speeds up colonization a lot instead of these ships crawling around on Warp 1. So yeah, wow, we can build a colony ship in 2 turns. Okay, yeah, let's have you do research then while these ships are heading out. So you are just going to follow to here. Oh yeah, you can't because that's out of range. Well, you can go here, and then from here you can hop skip up to there. I just have to remember to do that go-to order. All right, meanwhile, the scouts are going to go here and then can fan out from there. So whatever's in this corner. That's definitely an AI homeworld. Pretty sure that that's where the Cylons are. But they don't seem to be strong yet. All right, so you're on research, and then you can go back to your sad factory building. I don't know how we're going to get population up here, though. I guess Neuromancer and Robot can send a little, but they're going to be, those transports are going to take a while. And then what was it? I think I needed some scouts for this down in this corner, but let's see if this is in range first. So we're 6 turns away from maybe breaking out of this situation. Anyway, with 277 credits going in, we will actually research nuclear engines pretty fast, because nuclear engines only cost 1,400. All right, every turn that nothing happens is a good turn. That's true. I could do large shipment from Meklars and then regrow with Eco Slider, but I probably can do better things with my population. It's very inefficient to spend on regrowing pop in the early game. Sometimes you have no choice, but it's not what you want, basically. It's not really what you want. Anyway, so this is filling up nicely. Got a lot of ships in motion. I got to remember to send this forward 3 turns. Okay, it'll have to wait for 1 turn, and then I can send forward once the Troll Buster arrives. The Troll Buster, what a great name. So we've almost filled up research on Warp 2 engines. Should be in the percentages now, 4%. Okay, getting a little bit of progress in these other fields as well. And our other planets are building their factories. So robot can build up to 200 factories. What is it? 220 it can max out on. It has 50 of them. And Neuromancer can build a 320 and it has 60. So you can see it just takes forever to max out Meklar planets. That's why the cheaper factories are really important, because you're going to be building so many factories. You really want to make them cheaper. So we had a request to name the artifacts planet Narnia. I think that works. And I believe we're 3 turns away. Or no, 1 turn away, excuse me. 1 turn away. These are the scouts heading up here. 1 turn away. And then this needs to be sent forward as soon as that happens. All right, so it actually worked. The long-range, huge ship actually worked. We got there first. We were uncontested. 4 planets, 2360. Well, I mean, it worked. I do think it was the right call there. Of course, I wouldn't have done that if I hadn't thought it was the right call, but here we go. We made our way to Narnia. Now, does this put us in contact with anyone? No, it doesn't. Okay, so now the big question is, how far away is this? Ah, it's 5. Crud. I thought it was before, but no, it must be like 4.03. It rounded up to 5. Ugh. That's annoying. Okay, but on the plus side, we will get to spread out and see what's at some of these other stars. All right. So we're going to need some scouts for over here to open up. I guess I can move some of these forward. Like, I don't think anyone's going to grab this world, so I can shuffle some scouts forward. See what's at. That's still out of range. So this is the only one that's now in range, is this one here. This being 5 is really annoying. Let's bring out the next Troll Buster. Well, we have, so first things first, we got the colony ship here. We're going to shuffle that forward to this location. I want to make sure I remember to do that. So that's 5 turns to do that. So we have a whole bunch of scouts arriving here. We have 5 scouts arriving in between turns. So these 2 scouts can go forward. Is that in range? No. All right, so we'll check out the closest ones first. So these can go forward. And then these 5 scouts arriving can grab these 3 planets. And then I can send 1 to here. And that should eat all of them up. So I guess we don't have to build more scouts immediately. We will need some for down here. 4 more worlds to scout here. But this is really annoying that this is not in range. I really was hoping that this would be 4 parsecs. It is not, unfortunately, though. So we'll have to think about, like, would we want to build that as well? I don't think so. I think we want to get, well, still thinking here. A lot's going to depend on what's on these worlds, but I really would like to claim this one, because that will open up this back corner. Then if we grab this, then like all these worlds are in range, or most of them anyway. Presumably some of these will not be hostile worlds. Presumably at least some of them will not be hostile. True, we are getting closer to being able to fit long range on a large hull instead of a smaller one. Is propulsion tech the one that makes long range cheaper? Does anyone know like what makes the fuel tanks cheaper? Is it propulsion? Does anyone know? I don't know off the top of my head which field makes the fuel tanks cheaper. Construction gives you more hull size. I know planetology makes the colony ships cheaper, but I don't know what makes the reserve fuel tanks cheaper. I would guess propulsion, but I don't know. Anyway, well, let's see. If I turn this off, okay. Let's run another turn of research to get this to 20%, and then I'm going to have to think about what to do. All right, Robot can send Pop to Narnia, because Robot has completely maxed out on Pop. So it's time for it to start growing. Let's send, this is a valuable world. I'm going to send a full 20, because this will drop it back into like the halfway point of the growth curve. So poor Robot, we've kind of abused this planet pretty hard, but it's been growing Pop, which is what we want. It'll still be able to work all its factories. It's construction for the fuel tanks? Okay. So construction shrinks the fuel tanks too. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got Pop going here. We have our colony ship moving forward. We have scouts moving forward. Yeah, I'm going to run tech here. So this will get this to 20%, which is really 40%, as mentioned before. And it's probably build another big colony, probably another huge colony ship for this location, honestly, for Ariadis. Because we don't, otherwise we're not going to be able to reach this world. And I really want to get here to start opening this up. Okay, cool. We hit the nuclear engines. Awesome. So if we do build one of those ships, it'll be warp 2. And we have range 7, which I think we do need to... well, we have no choice. We have nothing else to research. So, I mean, I guess we could push research for that, but that is 7,000 BC. That is very expensive right now. So let's pull back on this. Put a little bit in that field, but construction is honestly the most important. So let's emphasize construction heavily right now, because that gets us cheaper factories, which is going to help all these planets. Again, we'll open the other fields when we actually meet an AI, but until we actually meet an AI, that's not a high priority. All right, so fleet, oops, I'm on, let's specs here. So we can scrap the Troll Buster, and we can rebuild it with the Warp 2 engines. It'll be the same ship, but double the transit speed. Okay, clear this. Let's see how much space we have. So standard colony base, reserve fuel tanks. Oh, wait a minute. No, I wanted a large hull. I wanted the large hull. All right, so the standard colony base, and then, so 445, we have 340 space. We're actually not that close yet. We need more planetology and more construction. If we researched both of these techs, if we had both the death spores plus II-8, that would probably do it, but I don't want to wait that long. I'd rather take the inefficiency and build the next version of this, even though it is very inefficient. But we're the Meklars. We have bonus production, so we can do it. All right. And cost is about the same. Troll Buster. Oh, we don't have enough room for the 2. Okay. Troll Buster 2. So it has the extra movement speed on it. Okay. Interesting that the production is a little bit lower. Are we paying more in maintenance? No, not really. I thought our production was higher before. Wasn't it 300-ish before? Whatever. All right, 7 years. Geez. Oh, what's this? We got an income. Oh. Well, that's not good. That's definitely not what we want. Hopefully they don't have controlled tundra, or else we're about to be in contact with an AI we definitely don't want to be in contact with. Maybe they don't have controlled tundra yet. Decent chance that they do, but all right, well, I mean, our scout ain't going to chase that away, so, and we are completely defenseless at the moment. We have absolutely nothing on, and no tech either, so, yeah, let's hope that they do not come a call in, because we are completely defenseless right now. All right, well, yeah, we will need force fields at some point. So I'm going to start building this. If they build a colony here, then I'm going to cancel this build and immediately start researching stuff that actually matters. Oh, we need someone to be on research. Yeah. So Troll, you have to fall on your sword yet again. So we have someone doing research. Because Neuromancer is going to be a frontline world, so I'm going to need some defense. Oh, my other scouts. Oh, yes, you're right. Thank you for the reminder. I did have to send the other scouts forward. Okay. Up here. So to here. Want to get them moving because they're not very fast. Oh, that's out of range. Oh, these are out of range right now, but they won't be out of range once we colonize that. Okay. All right. So as much as I want to colonize this, I have to make sure I don't just outright lose the game. So let's see. They're going to obviously scout this planet. Let's hope they don't have controlled tundra yet. I would very much prefer to be in control of this myself, because otherwise every single planet an AI can hit from that world. They'll have range to hit everything from there. It's just, do they have the tech or not? All right, go get them, Scout. I'm waiting to see if they have missiles. Okay, they don't have missiles. They would have fired by now. They have Duralloy, so they do have Duralloy as attack. Otherwise, see how this is 3 HP, but this is 4. Anyway, we have to retreat. Let's hope that they are not... Okay, well... This is not bad, because this is on the tiniest planet. Oh, crud. That means that they were able to colonize there. That's bad. All right. So they do have controlled tundra. Was really hoping they did not, but they do. So that means we will stop researching this. We will get some tech, and we need to open the other fields immediately because we need other stuff. The industrial accident is great. It could have hit my homeworld. It's targeted to how much population you have. So this will cost pennies to clean up. We can just double production for a few turns, and this is easy. We'll just double from 1 to 2 for a couple turns. And what is it? Wait, where do you feel to spend to clean this up? I think it's just industry. That's fine. Oh, does this mean we now can't send population there? Oh, now this is a radiated world too. Eco, okay. So that's going to lower the size of the planet. Now there's another radiated world. Okay, whatever. I'm wondering what happens. Does this mean that these people just die because they can't land? Or is it because I already sent them, they can land? I guess we'll find out in 4 turns. I can't remember how that works. Anyway. Okay, so we need to open up the other tech fields. Computers is somewhat less important because we already got 1 tech in that field, but we need to get level 2 shields really badly, and then we need to start getting some kind of weapons because we currently have no weapons at all. I don't think lasers and nukes are going to work very well. All right. What's their personality? Aggressive? Okay, that's not bad. They're not ruthless. They're not erratic. See if they're willing to say, well, they're neutral with us. Let's see if they're willing to sign up for a basic trade agreement. Okay. We'll just cross your fingers and hope that they don't... let's just hope that they don't come after us early. Oh, races, status. So they have more. They're obviously ahead. Their fleet strength is way ahead. They're ahead in tech, as you'd expect. But you know, they have what, 4 planets, 5 planets. They have 5 planets. Like obviously, we didn't want them to get that, but they're unlikely to be able to grab these planets. So hopefully, hopefully their fleet doesn't come after us early. That's the hope anyway. All right, so you can actually go over here. This frees up a scout. Why don't you head over here, and then maybe you can go forward to one of those other locations. It is a size 10 base planet, so this is a potential place we can hit them later on. And then you can go back to factories because you're going to swap over to research. Yeah. So the Troll Buster has to be put on hold for the time being. At the very least, we need to get class 2 shields, and then once we have that, we can build bases. Otherwise, bases are going to be kind of useless. These almost certainly are laser fighters, so if we can just get 1 base on our worlds, we should be safe for the time being, hopefully. Your planets are on waste. Oh yeah, because I increased, I signed them to that trade agreement. That should cover everything. Okay, thanks for the reminder, you guys. All right, well, we can get ECM 1 or ECM 2. We have to take 2 to advance the tree forward. No robotics 3, but that's not as important for the Meklars. So this is unbelievably cheap, but we might as well take something that moves the tree forward. Class 2 deflectors, which are always there. And hand lasers versus Hyper-Vs. We'll take the very, very cheap hand lasers and see what's available at the next tier. All right, well, here's yet another radiated rich world. Unbelievable. All right, so they hit 6. They were at 5 last turn, so they grabbed 1 up here. So it looks like they might be the dominant AI in this game. But if we can keep them confined to the eastern side of the map, hopefully that'll help. We really need some more we really need some more hostile tech pretty badly here. So yeah, force fields is already all right. So now that we can see, this is not a priority. So let's dial up force fields a bit. This is a very low priority in computers, even though computers are our field that we're rated the highest in as far as our racial bonus. All right, propulsion is good long term. Weapons, we don't need to emphasize that highly. I do need to get planetology eventually. So even though the death spores are useless, I do have to get past that tech to get something useful. Do this. All right, so from now on, we'll have the tech fields open. So I can turn this off for the time being. All right, so yeah, we're researching. And then as soon as I get force fields done, I'll build a missile base on some of these, at least 1 on these planets. which are otherwise undefended. So here's one nice thing. Because Andoria is only 3 parsecs away, we actually can see the ships that are there. Even with the default scanner, we can see, and they actually have no ships there right now. We can't attack them. I mean, I guess we could attack them, but we can't invade because we don't have Tundra technology. So, all right. Anyway, 2 turns away until this gets established. And we get another planet. Another hostile world. Oh my god. This map, unbelievable. Look at this map. All right, I just want to do a quick count of the planets we've scouted so far. So don't count the homeworld. That doesn't count. The homeworld always is Terran size 100. We have scouted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 planets. 4 are habitable. 13 are hostile. 13 to 4. Yeah. So it's like half the galaxy the AI is not able to colonize, but conversely, every planet's hostile. Very, very weird. Now, there's a lot of rich worlds, but if we can't colonize them, it doesn't do a whole lot for us. So we very badly would like to get a more advanced habitability tech. Radiated would be the best, but I would take Inferno if I could at the next tier, because Inferno would also unlock these dead worlds. This barren world will be gone by that point, but maybe the dead worlds will still be there. I mean, on the plus side, it's like nobody else can colonize these worlds either because they're all so hostile. So anyway, just what a map. What a map. Yeah, everybody's been saying it's like if we were the Silicoids, this would be the most easy cake run map you'll ever see in your life. All right, so these pop transports are headed to Narnia. I should be continuing to reserve spend there, shouldn't I? As we try to clean up the waste on this tiny little planet. Unfortunately, this probably means that all these people that we sent there are going to die as soon as they arrive. But hey, we're gonna land this world, so we will need a name for this one. I know we had some suggestions earlier. Yeah, the Troll Buster. And if we can get a missile base on these worlds, then I'll feel safe to stop researching and then try to build that colony ship. Oh yeah, Midgar, thank you. We had that suggestion earlier. All right. Fresh air because it is not horrible to live on. All right. Midgar was suggested first. Now, is this going to bring the... All right, I thought this might bring the Cylons into contact because we were pretty sure that this is where they started. All right, now we can send scouts forward up here. We've got a couple ready to go. Are they on this planet? No, they're here. Okay. So this yellow planet. And this is about to arrive, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll get a scout on that next turn. So these are only 3 parsecs away. This one is 5, so that will not be in range either, unfortunately. Only having range 4 is pretty painful. All right, so we do want to send some pop over there. This is a fairly large... I mean, this is a good planet. This will be like our point planet in the northwest. Just feels like we're out in the wilds of space here. And Neuromancer can send a decent amount because it's almost maxed. It's 75 out of 80. Neuromancer at 112, so it's getting close to half factories. Again, really would like to get the cheaper factories here. Would make a big, big difference. But the most important thing right now is to get the class 2 deflectors. So we'll keep researching until we can hit that. All right, so this is base 85. I think you send 20 million. That'll put this 55 out of 80. And then this puts it to like 25-ish because it'll grow a few pop by the time we get there. Yeah, 20 sounds good to go there. Stupid industrial accident on poor Narnia. At least we've almost cleaned up the waste, but I believe it just stays permanently at radiated. Like, we're doubling the production, but it's brand new, so it has no production. Yeah, as I said, I believe all of these population just die, unfortunately, which means if we can't send population, it's going to take forever to get this planet going. But there's nothing we can do about that, sadly. All right, at least the Klakons turned around and left, so they are not hovering a huge fleet over that planet, so it could be a lot worse up there. It certainly could be worse. Anyway, so just researching along, and then we'll try to get bases up, at least one base, which will protect us against laser fighters, if not a more serious... Oh, look, it's an actual good planet up there. Unfortunately, it's 5 parsecs, so we still can't reach it. Still can't reach this. But here's the thing: if we can get II-8s, we might be able to fit the reserve fuel tanks on a large hull instead of building more enormous. Especially if we can get construction. If we can get II-8 and Death Spores, we 100% can fit reserve fuel tanks on a large hull. So it may be more worthwhile to just push research and get that now that we're getting closer to discovering these techs, as opposed to building more huge colony ships. So we finally found another planet we can colonize way up here, like way up here. But again, it's 5 parsecs. I really wish I had range 5. This would be in range, this would be in range. They're not, though, because I only have range 4. Fitting that one of our few habitable worlds got ruined by a company. Anyway, I think we're in good shape if the AI leaves us alone. I'm just hoping they will. Look at that, 25 colony transports sent to a size 10 world. I mean, it is worthwhile to send pop transports there, don't get me wrong. Get that world up and running. But they oversent a little bit. Just a little bit. Anyway, so we're just kind of continuing to putter along here, praying that the AI will leave us alone. All right, there's the hand lasers. Only option is... that's, again, not really what I was looking for at the next tier. I could get the Hyper-Vs just so I have a missile that is not awful. I'll put the weapons tech tree on the screen again so people can see it. So here's the weapons tech tree. So we grabbed Hand Laser, which is the cheapest weapons tech in the game. Hyper-Vs are the first missile. I was hoping maybe Hyper-Xs would be there, or I often like to pick up Fusion Bomb as well. Ion Cannon's not bad, it's just kind of expensive. Alternately, we can take Ion Cannon, cross our fingers that Scatter Packs and Mercs are available, and that we stay out of combat till we need them. I wouldn't mind doing that. That's not that's a riskier play, but it's definitely a higher... we're gonna have to research Ion Cannon no matter what. We clearly have to research this. It's the only way to advance the tree. Everything else was missing. Again, bizarre tech trees in this game too. So this would be cross our fingers and hope Scatter Packs or Mercs are available on level up. Not on level up, on next research. I think that works. Yeah, I think that's right. If war comes, we have to build gunships. We do have nuclear engines for 2 movement, and then we just have to build Ion Cannon gunships. I think that's the play. Because Hyper-Vs, honestly, are better than nukes, but they're still not good. They're better than nukes, but they're still not very good. So, okay. All right, let me just get this back on screen. Everything looks good on OBS. Okay. All right. By the way, once you select this, you cannot change your mind, so you really do have to think about the decisions. All right, what's this? All right, so we cleaned up the industrial waste, but... Oh, the pop transports did go through. Okay. That's not... I mean... Okay, so this is not good. The planet went from base size... What was it? Was it like 50-ish? I think it was like base size 50. Now it's base size 27. That's bad. But the pop transports did arrive. They did go through. Thank goodness. All right, so we can terraform... Well, actually, no, we can't terraform yet. So you remember population gets doubled on an artifacts world, so we're actually only getting 12 BC worth of production, as it says there. So we could terraform this, but it would take 4 turns. I think I'd rather just build some factories first until we can terraform it in 2 turns. At least we can get up to base size 37, which is, again, not good, but better than the alternative. Oh well. So construction's in the percentage, force field's in the percentage. Okay. Planetology is not especially close, but it was size 50. So it got cut in half. I mean, that's bad, but it could have been much worse. It could have hit Meklars. That would have been vastly, vastly worse. They have a laser fighter there. All right, so we're getting close on this. Force field's almost in the percentages. Construction tech close. And construction's a biggie because we have so many factories to build. 20% cheaper factories across the board is pretty huge. All right, and then planetology, which we have to clear this horrible tech, is making some progress. We're maybe like a third of the way there, and that tech is very expensive because we have the planetology penalty for being the Meklars. All right, I'm just watching these guys like a hawk. Oh, wow, what is it? Another radiated rich world. Are you kidding me? What is this map? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 radiated worlds. If we have radiated in our tree, it's an easy game. If we don't, this is a much harder game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rich worlds. This is the most troll game from the map. It's like some horrible industrial accident radiated the entire galaxy, and we're all living in like this post-apocalyptic. I mean, I guess the title is appropriate, right? I called this game Cyberpunk 2377, since Master of Orion starts in the year 2300. I called it 2377, but it kind of is accurate, right? Anyway, so we're continuing to be left alone by the Klakons so far. Hopefully, the relations are ticking up a little bit thanks to the treaty. Hopefully, if we can get them up to, I would love to sign them to a non-aggression pact, but I don't think they'd go for it just yet. Thankfully, they're just aggressive. And then you might be like, wait, aggressive? Doesn't that mean that they're like going to attack you? Well, aggressive is actually one of the least dangerous personalities they can have. It's not ruthless, and it's not xenophobic, and it's not erratic, which would all be worse. So as long as that, like, I'm just watching this every time the turn advances, I'm just watching this, watching to make sure nothing's changing. All right, so now we've got force fields in the percentages. Construction is just hit. Planetology is about halfway. And meanwhile, these other planets are just kind of chugging along. So Narnia can do, all right, so Narnia can terraform in, let's do one more turn of factories, and then it can terraform in 3 turns. Normally I don't wait that long, but this planet's already at max pop, so we might as well terraform so it can start slowly trickling some pop growth. Anyway, this very, very slow set of pop transports has almost gotten here. And we do have more scouts fanning out into this corner. Again, it's a shame that the habitable world is not here, and like these two aren't reversed. But again, as before, we can't quite reach that. Hopefully getting close to being able to put the reserve fuel tanks on a large hull. All right, that's 21%. Okay, so now that that's there, let's dial this over into, oops, no, I didn't want that to happen. Let's dial this over into construction. Now that this is in the percentages, I really want this tech to pop, just because cheaper factories are such a big deal. Like every planet's building factories right now. 30s, that's 15, 50. Now I need another turn. It's worth of construction here before terraforming. Up. What's this? Where is this going? Oh, it's probably going here. Well, is this, so the question is this armed? Is it an armed colony ship? If it's armed, it can make the scout retreat. Now the question would be, can I build like little laser fighters and get them up there fast enough to chase them off if it's an armed colony ship? I don't know if I can do that, but I think I'm going to try because I really don't want them. We know that they can colonize this because we know they have controlled tundra already. And like that's an unescorted colony ship. I think I have to at least make the attempt. All right, so design. I wish I had ions. I do not. But you know, we don't need any specials. But we can put nuclear engines on here. All we can put on here is lasers. So like we could put a computer and a shield on here if we wanted to. But like that increases the cost from 14 to 8. Like that increases the cost by a lot. I don't think that's worthwhile. Rather just have more lasers on it. Oh, but we do need to put, oh no, we have the nuclear engines. I don't need movement 2 in combat for this. Laser 2. No, we didn't pull. We researched nuclear engines. It's armed? Okay. I just don't know if they can get up there fast enough. Well, we'll give it a shot and see. I don't know if they can get up there fast enough. I also don't know if 9 of them can kill one of these. I also don't know if 9 of them can kill, but we'll give it a shot and try to find out. It's the only planet close enough to be able to do anything. I really would not like them to be, because like if they set up shop there, then again, all these other planets come into range. If we can keep them off this planet, it's worth a shot to at least try. None of the other planets are close enough, though. I don't even know if I can get there in time. All right, so class 2 deflectors have come in. Ugh. Another kind of a bad pull here. We really wanted class... you'd much prefer to have the personal absorption shield, the ground tech, because going from 2 to 3 shields doesn't do very much. Oh, we found another hostile world. Oh, there's one that's not hostile. Okay. All right, let's see if we can get... they just actually disappeared from my scanners, but we know they're still there. 3 turns. I don't know if that's going to get there fast enough. I'll build another round of these, because these have utility elsewhere for like chasing people away. I'll just do another turn of this and send, and then after that we'll stop. Okay, so we discovered that, so let's get a missile base. That means someone has to cover tech, so you can cover it for a turn, robot. And then we'll swap, and then Meklars can go back to research, and you'll go back to other stuff. All right, so construction, yeah, we want construction to pop. And then maybe we'll be able to build the large colony ship, maybe. So Narnia, I wanted to go over to terraforming. It should be able to terraform in 3 turns now. And going from base 27 to base 37 is a big jump. Midgar has finally gotten its pop transport, so it'll be building factories for about the next billion years. Hopefully in peace. And then the goal is to grab these planets and then see what the heck's down here. Once we can do that. It's nebulous, true. You don't really know when they arrive. It's hard to predict. I think they might get there a turn before I can even arrive, but that's okay. Yeah, they have 15 daggers. That will easily be stopped by one base. Yeah, so if you're just picking this up here, we believe that we believe the Cylons are here. The Klakons we know started over here, and then the other 2 AIs have to be in this cluster of yellows. Nobody at all seems to be over here. The problem is every planet over here seems to be hostile. So if this was just a normal environment, I would just be destroying the galaxy. I'd have 15 worlds by now. But because they're so hostile, it's been a curious game. All right. So by the time these get up here, either they'll be able to stop or they won't. All right, and so Neuromancer, I want you to build a base as well. 1 base, and then go back to factories. 1 base will be enough to chase off infinite laser fighters. All right, so now you can go back to research, and now Robot, you can go and build that base for me. One nice thing about being the Meklars is, even the little planets, like this planet normally would be stuck at 110 factories. It's like, nope, we can go up to 200 factories. So even the little planets can be quite strong. All right, so we're in the middle of terraforming there. Got a couple turns to go. You are not ready to terraform yet. This is in the percentages, so hopefully that'll come along. Planetology also in the percentages. Also ECM, for what that's worth. I guess it does help our bases to some extent. All right, well, we were able to get... The good news is we are going to be able to get a laser to this location before... the colony ship. If it's going there, it might not be going there. Even your default ships can see within 1 parsec without any scanner upgrades. So I don't know. We'll see. Oh, what's this? They've got a ship coming in here. All right, that's more significant. That could have something else on it. So why don't we have an audience with these guys and see if we can get a non-aggression pact. They probably will say no, but we can at least try. Okay, I didn't think so. We'll try to upgrade the trade agreement shortly. Now that we've, got a base trade agreement, we can see. We should still be in the negative. Yeah, we're still in the negative there, but it's not too bad. All right, the good news is all of my immediate worlds here should have at least 1 base. But we do want to see what's on that design. I'm pretty sure that these daggers just have lasers. I want to know what's on there, so we probably should build a ship that just a large ship that just has scanners on it. How many slots do I have? All right, so I still have, I can scrap this. This I can probably scrap as well down the road. For now, I still want that on research. You are about to finish a base. You're close to finishing a base. You're almost done terraforming, and you're brand new, so you're still a hot potato baking. But yeah, I would like to get, if I can get this tech to pop, then maybe I'll squeeze out just a scanner ship to go see what's on this so that I can see how worried I should be. All right, well, out of these, I don't have a lot of ground tech, but this would be, since we're missing out on waste cleanup tech, this would be really big for us. It is more expensive, though. Hold on, let me look at the construction portion of the tech tree. So we're on the 3rd rung here. I know the first couple rungs by heart. The ones after you get further along, I'm not as familiar. All right, yes, this is the 3rd rung. Battlesuit's the cheapest. So the 4 choice, I'll put it on the screen so everybody can see it again. So the options are Battlesuit, we have this one. II-7 is not there, Auto Repair is not there. I wouldn't take this anyway because we have II-8, so it isn't that much of a benefit. We do have we already have reduced waste 80%, so this doesn't actually do that much for us. I think the play is Battlesuits, and then that gets us to jump forward to the next tier where we'd really like Zortrium because we missed Duralloy. I think it's actually Battlesuits here, even though it doesn't do anything for us economically. Because we already have a waste cleanup tech in this tier, going from 80 to 60 is not going to do that much. So I think the play is Battlesuits here. What does chat have to say? Chat has not really weighed in on this, which is fine. Just curious if people had thoughts on this, but that's my read. I think it's the Battlesuits. It's also the other thing is it's much cheaper too. This is 4,000, this is 9,000. All right, we'll take it then. As I said, it does not do anything for us immediately though. All right, so Neuromancer now can go back to factories. Oops, well, we will need waste spending. And we still would really like to get improved eco somehow. But now we at least have 1 missile base. And we have hit double factories, so we're about to get to the next tier there. All right, let's readjust spending. We definitely don't need to prioritize Battlesuits that heavily. Now it's Planetology is the thing we want to emphasize, so let's put some more ticks in that. Force fields we don't care about. And then propulsion would be nice too. We actually would like to get those better engines. So we'll emphasize that. All right, let's see now design. Let's see how close we are to getting reserve fuel tanks on a standard colony base on here. All right, we're still short. Look how close it is. 410 versus 401. Really close. We're that close to being able to fit it. Unfortunate. So, here's what I think the play is. Finish Death Spores. They're useless, but we need them to get to the next tier. If we finish this tech, we will be able to fit reserve fuel tanks on a colony ship. Construction would do it, but Planetology would do it too. In fact, if we had even like Controlled Baron, we would be able to do it because it makes the colony ships cheaper. So I think the play is finish this. I'm actually going to take an extra tick out of every field, finish this, and then we'll go grab all those worlds that we're missing out on. I think that's the play. Yeah, Spores definitely unlocks it. While these other worlds build. By the way, have you noticed the factory construction rate went up by a lot? Neuromancer was building them at like 11 per turn or something like that, and it jumped to 16 when we finished that tech because it made them so much cheaper. So this planet will max. It's already hit double factories. It's going to max out. What if it's building 16 per turn and it needs less than 160? So it'll probably be about 8 turns, and then we'll finally have like a second strong planet. Also, it does not look like the Klakons were going here because I sent these laser ships up there and they never bothered to arrive. All right, cool. Well, that works for me. We're finally going to get a base here. I also have a lot of production still sunk into this troll, so like I could build 30 scouts, but I'll just continue to hold production here. All right, yep. So we'll finish this. We do need some more scouts for down here. I'm gonna have to. You know what I can do? I can have robots squeeze some of them out. And I think what I'll do is I'll scrap, hold on. What I can do is I can scrap this design, the scout, and then I can make a scout that has 2 movement points on it, and then I can use that to skedaddle down here and be ready to scout these planets. Because I don't think I'm going to be able to scout much more. I guess technically that planet I could scout too. Might need like 1 more for up there, but it's probably been grabbed by the AI. Still, you never know. It's worth investigating. I guess we could technically investigate over there too. Maybe it's another radiated planet. All right, so that's the plan. We're going to try to finish. This tech before we do anything else. All right, so robots now got a base. So fleet, scrap the 2 scouts. Design small with reserve fuel tanks and the extra engines. So this would be Scout 2, but I already have Scout 2, so this will be 2A. And robot can now build more of these than I need. So let's see, how many planets are going to need these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need 6 of these. Okay. And then the rest can go into, just measured that out. And then the rest can go into industry. There we go. Just so we have them ready to go as soon as we colonize some of these planets. Okay, so Narnia is done terraforming. I think I had it on terraforming a turn too long. So we'll put it back on factories. And it will be working on that for a very long time. And Midgar is also going to be, Midgar can terraform in a little bit, but it's not quite to the halfway point. Neuromancer is like the good planet, the other good planet now. I mean, like I could dump this into research as well, but I want to get these factories maxed. Scout, Scoutier, Scoutiest. So it's at 190, and again, it maxes at 320 right now. We need to see what's on these designs. Okay. We need to see what's on these. So we're going to design a large, not the colony ship, I always, with the battle scanner. Okay. We need to know what's on them so that we know how dangerous the situation is. So Meklar, you actually might have enough production saved up to just 1 turn. Yeah, I thought it might have enough production saved up. It can just 1 turn that. Because remember, we had some production in the Trollbuster earlier. So yeah, Meklan, you just build that right now. And all right, there we go. A lot of ships building this turn. Okay, so now you go back to this. Robot, send your new scout ships forward. All right, so 1 to there. Note that they move at an actual speed that's not a glacier. 1 to there. And then that planet there is probably the best place where they can be held. And then 1 then to here. Hold on. I had 4 of these. Yeah, that's the right spot. There's 4, and then there's 4 more to scout. Once we have the range, which we don't right now. Yeah, it's out of range. All right, meanwhile, we want to see what's on the Horseman and Ranger designs. So let's take a look at that. They won't love me scouting them, but all right, let's see if we can upgrade our trade agreement. They may not want to, but we can try. Okay. Obviously, this is going to cause an economic hit. It's one of the reasons why I hate signing trade agreements. It always causes your planets to suffer the penalty. It's actually costing us about 2% of our economy right now. Or no, about 5% of our economy. But you gotta improve relations. So gotta do it. We do not want these guys attacking us if we can avoid it. So even though it's costs a little bit. All right. So how close are we getting now? This is making good progress. Getting close to the percentages. We need more tech. Yes, we do. Definitely need more tech. But Neuromancer will be able to start researching pretty soon. You can see it's close to maxed out on population, and it's less than 100 factories away. And once it's there, you know, it'll be able to contribute almost 200 research points more. So we'll be going up from 300-ish to almost 500-ish. All right, so what's on this design? So the planet itself is maxed on pop. It's already built 2. They have scatter packs. Okay. Okay. The good news is this is not terribly scary. They do have missiles, but they're only nuke missiles on the horsemen, and then the heavy lasers can in fact damage our bases, but heavy lasers don't do a whole lot of damage. So as far as weapons go, these are not lasers, but they're pretty innocuous overall. This could be infinitely more dangerous. They're still basically on the initial weaponry. Laser, heavy laser, nukes. Could be vastly more dangerous. So that means we're pretty much cleared at the moment to keep pushing tech in safety. Like we can always crash build bases if they get closer to us, if we have to. But for right now, continuing to push tech, I think, is the correct choice. Get to this and unlock more planets. Plus, we'll even have ECM for our missile bases, which is, something. Better than nothing. All right, Midgar, you should be about ready to terraform. Yeah, you're at about the halfway point, so we'll terraform you over 2 turns. Oh wait, no, this has to be an eco. There we go. So this is what a Meklar game looks like in terms of like how long it takes to build up. Like they are slow. They are very slow to develop. Yeah, I don't know why they probably designed the nuclear missiles before they finished researching the scatter packs. So like again, it's awesome you can build all these factories, but like you can see how long it takes. The Klakons do not have to suffer through that. All right, 21 per turn. 3 more turns, it looks like. I mean, that's a lot of missiles, but it's a lot of missiles. Fortunately, they're just nuke missiles. Nukes do what, 6 damage, I think, if I remember correctly. And they're targeting computer sucks, so the ECM jammer would actually help against that a fair bit. All right, so planetology is almost completely filled up. Yeah, 2 shots each. That's not too scary. I wouldn't have too much of a warning ahead of time is like the only thing, but hopefully they'll continue to stay friendly. Hopefully. They are, okay. Okay, so the daggers are irrelevant. I'm starting to feel a little more nervous about this. I think it might be time to stack up some more bases on these worlds. At least Neuromancer's maxed out. I would feel safer with more bases on these planets. At least we made it to relaxed. Okay. Let's see if they'd be willing to sign a non-aggression pact, just out of curiosity. That does not guarantee they would leave me alone, but it does make it more likely. All right, excellent. Again, does not guarantee, but makes it less likely. Less likely they will come after me. Still, I think I would like to get up to about 5 bases on these planets, just so I feel a little bit safer. All right, we've got planetology in the percentages. That's big. And ECM is, as I said, ECM would actually help a fair bit here too. Against the missiles, at least. All right, so we need 10 more factories. That's 80 BC, because they cost 8 apiece. There we go. Or wait, did I miscount that? Yeah, no, I did that correctly. What am I saying? Okay. All right. So I'm going to put this in tech. Let's get this tech finished, and then we can go from there. I am shooting nukes. I'm well aware of that. But the biggest thing against this stack would just be having enough bases so that when their missiles hit, they don't just kill all the bases instantly. These we know are irrelevant. This is really the threat. This is a heavy laser, so this is whatever. All right, so Neuromancer's maxed out. What? Robot maxed out too? Oh my goodness. I didn't even realize that. Okay, let's go. I wasn't even tracking Robot. Also, I need to stop terraforming at Midgar. I think I went 1 turn too long there. All right. These planets just building away. I'm going to take them all. All right, so our original core worlds have all maxed out. So how many... So how do we do this? I think now that they're in the percentages... Well, Robot has the least ability to crash build bases, so I think we just have this planet start building. Let's have these hold for the time being on research, and then we can only switch Robot over after it gets a few more bases. I would like to get 5 on each of these at a bare minimum to feel safer. I'm hoping that with the non-aggression pact and relax, they're less likely to come after me, but it's no guarantee. I know the AI can be quite aggressive at times. All right, so these are starting to fill up. 500 BC research definitely helps. Robot, let's get robot up to 5 bases. All right, some of them just left. Okay, they all just left. Excellent, excellent. Back onto tech then. Actually, you know what? Let's have robots stay on bases. Let's get this out of the way. This little old planet. So just waiting for this to pop. 18% odds for this. I'm really glad that they moved away though. So they obviously went after someone else in the fog. Cool. I mean, they have been pretty friendly so far, which is nice. Yeah, all right, so 20, was it 24%, 20%? Force field's getting there. You know, as bad as class 3 deflectors is, and it's not very good, it actually is really good against the heavy laser, because heavy laser does, I think the heavy laser's 4 to 7 damage, I think, and then that gets cut in half. Like if we have class 3 deflectors, it can't hurt me. This is also cuts the damage of those nuke missiles down by a good bit too. And if we can get planetary shield, then 8 points of shielding means we're totally free against those guys. Other stuff, construction's not going to do anything for us. Propulsion range 7 would mean we actually have enough range to reach everything. And then this lets us get to hopefully a better missile tech down the road. So we're finally making some, oh man, I was hoping it would pop that turn. Up to 30% odds now. Well, we're getting there. Robot, all right, now that it's at 4 bases, you go to tech, and let's see if we can hit this. I can actually have Neuromancer and Meklars both build colony ships. They're actually quite cheap with the amount of production that they have. And Midgar is just doing its thing, chugging away. So yeah, on the map, the planets we're trying to grab, so we can grab this one. If we grab this, then this is in range without the need for fuel tanks, and then this is in range with fuel tanks. So like this build a ship for here, this build a ship for here, and then maybe another one for there. Thank goodness we have the Warp 2 engines, and then we'll be able to send the scouts forward as soon as we colonize this and see what's on these planets. Maybe someday we'll even get a hostile tech. I can't believe the Baron planet's never been claimed by anyone. Oh, did they have a planet up here? Yeah, they signed an alliance with someone. They are clearly the top dog in the galaxy. They're clearly the runaway AI. So they're going to be the main opponent in this game. That does not appear to be in dispute. All right, there we go, finally. I love that, like, I'm like, oh, finally I have death spores, not because they're actually going to do anything. Imagine if this had been controlled dead instead. Controlled dead actually is cheaper than this tech, too. All right, we pulled everything here, but it's got to be controlled toxic. We have no, we literally have nothing. I mean, we want enhanced eco. I will probably backtrack for this, but it's got to be controlled toxic. This unlocks so many planets. I certainly cannot just gamble that radiated is going to be at the next tier. So we have to pick this. We have to. And then we'll probably backtrack to get this, but this is way more important. Unlocks so many worlds. So even though planetology is being heavily emphasized, I'm going to keep right on emphasizing this heavily because that's a humongous tech for us. All right, so now we can, let's see, what ships do we have? We can probably clear some of these designs. Whoops, I need fleet first. I can now scrap the Trollbuster because we don't need this anymore. And now we'll be able to design a colony ship. Now the large will be able to fit both standard colony base, and you can see now reserve fuel tanks fits, and it's actually not even that close. We actually can fit it by a lot. If we had any kind of if we had any kind of planetology tech, if we had controlled Tundra, we would have been able to fit it earlier. It's just the fact we had to research death spores was horrible, just absolutely awful. So colony long range 2. So. And look, this is not even a very expensive ship. This is only 440 to build, so that's like almost one. We can almost one turn that out of these. So Meklars, here we go. Yeah, 2 turns. Neuromancer can build the other one. 2 turns from both, I think. Yep. You can and then you are on research. Good. So you hold the research, and we'll just send out, and I'll probably just build another one and send it straight here. Like, why wait? Because like, there's no reason to wait for us to colonize this. Just build another long range and send it there. It's not that expensive. Just keep beelining these over here. Do you have to choose what kind of colony base? Yes. So it does matter which one you pick. Yeah, it says standard. That's right. It's all I have. I have no standard. I have none that can colonize any hostile worlds. I don't have dead or toxic or barren. I don't even have barren, so it has to be standard. That's why toxic is such a key tech for me, because toxic unlocks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, unlocks 6 different planets. So yeah, no, standard's correct, but you're right to keep an eye on it. So we do an enhanced eco. We will probably, as I said, probably backtrack to grab that. Oh, what's this? There's a ship moving around here. Oh, it's a colony ship. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess we're about to find out if our oh wait. This is going to Neuromancer? Well, we have missile bases here. That this can fight that off. No problem. But I should probably add a second base just to be sure. Unless it's going here. Maybe it's going to Draka? That's a possibility too. Let's see. This is only 2 parsecs from Neuromancer, so I can always build some laser fighters to send there. I can actually build even more laser fighters here if I want. Do we crank out a round of laser? You think it's going to the nebula? I don't think it is. Wait a minute. So it left. Was it here? We don't know where it started from. People think it's going to the dead planet. All right. So this is going to slow down our colonizing, but I want to stop this from grabbing a planet. So let's crank out the round of laser fighters, and then we can always do another colony ship after that. We have non-aggression pact. That does not mean that our ships can't shoot at each other, though. Well, we'll find out. Let's see. We're going to watch very closely where this goes. So it's right over the R in Neuromancer on this turn. Right over the R. By the way, Midgar is starting to get there. Has about 300 factories to go. Does that mean does that mean we don't shoot at each other over unclaimed planets? Is that right? How does that work again? NAP only deals with colonized planets. Okay. All right. Well, is what it is. I guess I see what you're saying, though, but that it makes no sense to build to chase them off if we won't engage in combat. I see. That's true. So there's no point then. If they're headed here, we can't chase them off because we have non-aggression pact. All right. Well, I mean, I don't want them to be there, but it is what it is. I would prefer to stay out. Oh, no, they're not heading there anyway. They are going. They are not. They were right here, and they moved here. So they're headed to the barren planet. It has to. Or they're headed here. They are not headed for this world because they moved from here to here. And if we follow the line, I can't draw. Like it's clearly headed to this location. Okay, so Neuromancer, you're going to build some of those laser fighters and send them up there just to make sure we can chase them off this. Oh wait, no. You're like, we literally just discussed this last turn. It's not going to work. We literally just discussed this. That will not work. Okay. Like, no, we literally just discussed this. It's not going to work. Okay. This is one of the planets we're going to, right? Yeah. There, and then we need one to go to this. So you build a second one for Celtsy. It's shorter, I think, from Neuromancer. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Meklars can go from there too. All right, so why don't you build a couple more bases for safety's sake? Here, defense. So Meklars, your first one of these is going to go to this planet. And then this colony you're one turning will go to this planet here, which is going to take a while to get up there, but all right. And as soon as we colonize that, we can send the scouts forward and see what's finally down here in the corner. All right, well, we should be able to get these and this, and then hopefully that allows us to clean up this corner down here, and hopefully that we can get to Toxic and grab a bunch of these other planets, hopefully. And they still don't have much over there. Okay. Just making sure I have all my go-to orders set up correctly, so they're all going to the right spot. Okay. And then you are going to this way over there, which is in range, 7 turns. Thank goodness we have, see how important the move to engines are though? Like if we didn't have those engines, this would be kind of ugly if we had to crawl up there at warp 1. So nuclear engines have been really good. Okay, so Neuromancer is going to go up to 5 bases. Once it hits, I'll put it on research, and Meklars can go up to 5 bases. And we can maybe rotate a little bit to make sure these worlds all have some defense on them. Narnia is fine for the time being. Midgar will have to share some pop with some of these worlds that we're about to found. I'm actually curious to see what's on these planets down here once this gets over here. Oh, maybe the homeworld can send some pop to this location. It'll take forever to get there, but this could be one of the times where it's worthwhile to grow pop. Like send 15 million and just regrow 10 of it immediately, something like that. Oh, that's right. We were researching this, weren't we? All right. Well, we don't have much of a choice here. I would really like a scanner upgrade. So this is kind of bad. I was hoping that the scanner upgrade would be here. So again, if we look at the tech screen, that if this were a newer game, would be in the game. So we had this as our first option available. This we pulled from the Artifacts world, BC2. The only option to move forward was this. So we missed Robotics 3, which is not critical for the Meklar because they get the bonus factories already. Would have been nice to have though. No BC3 available. So this is where we are right now. Only option is BC4. It's not bad because we're jumping from BC2 to 4, and like that's not bad. That is useful. But I would have rather had the scanner tech because I have no improved scanners. And this is the one where you can see where the AI ships are going, and it'll tell you if they're headed towards your ships. So this would have been really nice to have, but we don't. So hopefully then at the next tier we'll have improved Robotics 4. That's our hope. If there's no Robotics 4, then our tech tree is trolling us even further. It has been an odd game for the tech tree and an odd game for the environment. But ECM 1's not going to do anything, so we'll just continue to go forward there. This is actually not in one of our systems. A bad event that did not happen to me. What a random option. All right. Yeah, we can see if they're all the way up to amiable right now. They're allied with 2 AIs. That's concerning considering how few people there are on the map right now. We don't know when the council is going to vote. So, and I'm not even in contact with these races. So it would not be great if everybody just votes for them in the first election and that's just it. Because I will almost certainly be nominated against them because the other AIs have to be pathetic. Still, let's see if we can trade for any techs. Our best hope for the council is just get to 1/3 pop so we can get a veto block. Okay, I don't think they have anything here. I mean, this would have been awesome earlier, but now it's kind of pointless, so I don't think we want any of this. Controlled Baron would have been nice earlier, but again, not useful now. Yeah, I mean, you're not getting any of that. We'll see down the road. I also need to get a spy report on them sooner rather than later. I should probably do that right now. No. No, we do not want to allocate 10% of our budget to spying. We want this on hide. 2 ticks should be good for right now. We just want to get a scan on what they actually have in terms of text. So they're going to colonize that, but it's in a nebula, and it's a barren world in a nebula, so it's not a high priority. Yeah, size 30 barren in a nebula, it's like whatever. You can't really defend that in the nebula, at least not in the early game, so yeah. All right, so I'm getting up to 5 bases there. I've got all my colony ships out. This one is only 2 turns away. The others going to the north are a little further out. 4 turns and I think 6 turns. But I think the tech tree is set at the beginning of the game, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I mean, I'm building these bases to be safe, but so far the Klakons have been very, very chill in this game. All right, so what was the name we wanted for this planet? Because we're going to get it when I hit next turn here. So if you guys have a name for this one, let me know. Yeah, we're just kind of chilling here, making progress. I mean, we have room to get like almost 20 planets if we can eventually get controlled radiated. The difficulty is just we just have to survive all the council votes until we can hit the point where we have 1/3 veto block. Earth, Earth, Valhalla. I actually like the idea of naming a planet Earth. It is an ocean world, so it's oddly appropriate. And Valhalla is one we can use for one of the other planets that's upcoming. All right. So they did manage to colonize this world up here. Wow, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They are spreading out like the plague. The other AIs have to be completely pathetic in this galaxy. They must be just an absolute joke. If the Klakons have this many worlds over here, what are the non-Klakons have to be absolutely pathetic. So this is not what you want to see. You want to see the AIs roughly even in size is good. You do not want one AI that just is curb stomping the rest of the field. That's a bad situation to be in. But that looks like what we're headed towards in this game. I have no clue what. At least it's the Klakons and not the Cylons. Could be worse. Cylons and runaway humans are bad too because the AI will all vote for them in the council. I just have to hope that maybe these alliances will get broken in time. All right. Anyway, so we want some pop over there for Earth. I think I said I wanted 15 million. It's going to take a lot of crawl over there because the transports are still warp 1. So we'll just regrow pop for 1 turn here. We should be able to regrow most of it. And we're still doing research there. And then I can swap Meklars over to base building after this because Neuromancer will be able to go into tech. We also can now finally see what's in this corner down here. So let's start sending these scouts forward. Should have enough range to reach everything now, or just about everything. Ideally, there's some more worlds to colonize down here. I bet there will be at least something habitable. Probably there's a decent chance one of these is also Orion, though. So, all right, so that'll finally clear up what's in the corner of the map, and we'll see. Watch them all be habitable now after going through the world's roughest hostile patch earlier in the game. So this is approaching this, and then we've got another colony ship here going to this. So we should be able to grab whatever's down here soon enough. Could having ships above the Klakon world make war? I'm not sure what that means. I guess there is technically some worlds we should scout up here too, but this one was in Cylon hands earlier. So that's why we thought this one was a Cylon homeworld. I don't know what's up there. Yeah, watch them all be radiated ultra rich. Unlike like in Civ 4, there's a lot of normalization that happens. Syrian did the map scripts for Civ 4, so like your capital is always going to have at least like 1 food resource at the very minimum. Master of Orion doesn't have anything like that. The maps can just do anything. There's no normalization. There's no making things more fair. It's just like it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. All right, so this scout, let's see if can you reach that? No. It's out of range, but we can move you there to be in position to someday maybe scout that. And then these laser fighters I'll just bring back home because the AI doesn't like it when you have ships over their worlds. Yeah, Rayson was pointing that out, that I had ships on that world. So, yep, thanks for the reminder, indeed. What's this? Here comes a ship. So Meklars was actually able to remax in 1 turn. That's pretty good. This is probably headed for this location, and I don't think I can keep them off that spot. Not with the non-aggression pact. I'm pretty sure they don't have controlled radiated, though, so... But, like, that could allow them to skip forward to this location, too. I just don't want to engage in a fight with them right now, and it's annoying that they're claiming these worlds, because, like, if I had controlled dead in my tech tree, I easily could have claimed this. That one I'm less certain about, but... I mean, I don't want to break the non-aggression pact because I don't want to fight these guys right now. It's not like I could really chase off 197 laser fighters either right now. I don't have the ships for that. So, looks like they're going to grab this. I mean, this is not a great world, but still would prefer for them not to have it. All right, so let's get some bases on Meklars as well while these scouts are fanning out. So this planet, let's see. It's actually getting fairly close to maxing too, and then this is an artifacts world, so it'll have doubled research. That's not bad. It's what, 140 is the max factories, so we'll definitely, I mean, this is a point world, so we're gonna have to get some bases on it, but, you know, you can see it's a good contributor on the research front. And then Midgar is still doing its thing. It's gonna have to send some population, but it still has a long way to go, but this will be a very strong world too, down the road. This will be kind of the main world in the northwest for the time being. Yeah, I'm just annoyed that they're going to go and probably grab that. Yeah, it certainly looks like they're headed there. All right, but this one's ours. And this one's a good one to name Valhalla, which we had for the last suggestion. I think that's how it's spelled. If not, there's no way to fix it. Ultra poor, okay. Well, it's habitable, but it's ultra poor. I mean, we'll grab it, but it's a low priority for to be sure. Okay. So does this now come in range? It actually, yes, it does. But I want to hold these scouts here for the time being. I don't suppose I have a spare scout anywhere to go up there earlier. No, that's okay. All right, so we need to send some pop to this world, 80. So we'd really like to send about 15 to get it started. That should be plenty from Valhalla. Help get started. Okay. Drop it down to 70 out of 75. That's not bad. Yeah, Narnia. Probably just put one base on Narnia for the time being. We're like going to have our territory interlocked with the Klakons, which is not ideal. It's especially nerve-wracking if you don't have the scanner tech so you can see where their ships are going. Anyway, at least we've got some bases up now. Still being able to tech along in peace. We actually have quite a few techs that are getting close to the percentages. Planetology is not close, but we're going to be increasing our research soon because more worlds are getting closer to maxed out. Battle suits won't do anything for us. This would be nice so we can finally... This would maybe put us in contact with some other AIs, which would be good so we can influence diplomacy. Again, I'm worried that these guys just win the first count. Oh, we finally got a scout on them. Okay. Oh, they have all the way to control toxic. Ugh. How did they get so many planetology techs? This we might need to break the non-aggression pact. We cannot afford to have them grab every single hostile world. Oh boy. I assume, all right, well, where could they grab? Actually, most of the worlds along the front lines are all radiated, so there's not really that many they can actually grab because they're all radiated for the most part. Still, that's more than I... Could have traded with the... Maybe, or maybe they just decided to go super heavy on planetology. It is really weird that they have so many habitability techs, though. Barren, Tundra, Dead, and Toxic. That's weird. All right, well, I mean, their weapons are pretty... Actually, their tech is not very good at all for this stage of the game. It's not really a whole lot I would want from them either. Duralloy would be the main one. Would love to have Duralloy. I mean, obviously, I'd like these planetology techs, but... I don't suppose maybe they'd be willing to trade for Dead because they now have Toxic. It's a possibility. Let's at least dial them up. I'm going to take a screenshot of their tech so I know what they actually have. I doubt they'd be willing to trade it. I don't think I have anything that's as good as Controlled Dead, but maybe we can at least talk to them and see. If you want to give me Controlled Tundra, nothing else here is useful for me right now. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I'm not giving them Death Spores. What is their, what does their computer tech look like relative to mine? So they have BC3. I have ECM2, so they have better computer tech than me. I don't think so. I'm not the Darlock. So I'm not the Darlocks in this game. I do not have like the amazing spies. If I don't have an advantage in computer tech, it's really not worth it. I don't really want to get plunged into a humongous war with them. I think it's still better to delay and stall for time. Look how many worlds I can potentially claim. Where's the map? Like, there are so many planets I can potentially claim, and like this world down here, I just feel like playing for time is a better option here than trying to steal techs. The odds of that backfiring are very high, very high. Time's always on the player's side in this game, and it's even more so when you're the Meklars. Now, if they had controlled Radiated right now, then I would maybe have to take action. But they just have controlled Toxic, which is not as threatening. Alrighty, well, we probably should build a colony ship to go grab this location. It's actually only 4 parsecs away, so we could build that. How expensive is the non-long-range version of the ship that just has standard colony bases? it's 409 versus 4. Okay, it's so the difference is small enough that it's pretty much irrelevant. All right, let's build one of these. We're gonna need to claim this anyway, and then we're probably gonna need to claim some more of these. So you can have this world start building some of these. And Neuromancer's back on research. You're on research. Narnia is just about ready to go on to research. I'm well aware that they could potentially try to colonize planets in the back lines. I'm aware of that. At the moment, I'm not looking to pick a fight with them. But like, I can't chase them off this planet anyway. We'll see if they choose to. We'll see what else they choose to go at. Like, what else are they going to go after? This maybe. Maybe if they make a play with like an empty colony ship for this. But I can't chase off 100 laser fighters anyway. So like, there's no point in canceling it yet. The only other world they could hit would be this one and maybe that. But like, this is still really far away from them. Maybe. We'll see. Do we actually have more pop than them? I wouldn't be surprised. The AI does not manage population very well. Yeah, we have slightly more, even though they have like double our planets. As I said, the AI doesn't manage population that well. All right, well, it's another ultra rich hostile. Ocean poor, okay. And oh my god, Terran 105. Holy cow, okay. Well, I know where our next planet, maybe this one should have been Earth. It's in range, it's 7 parsecs, so we can reach it. Okay. Geez, why couldn't this have been my second planet? Okay. So I have rarely seen a game with so many rich, ultra rich, and poor planets. All right, so this will go here immediately with this colony ship. And then we want to grab these two just because why not? They're poor and ultra poor, but I mean, we still want to grab them. So Meklars building one. Neuromancer can now also grab a colony. Oh, wait, where is this going? Wait, where are they going with this? I thought they were going here to this dead world. Are they going to this radiated rich? No, they're still going towards this. That's right. They were heading in this direction, so they are going there. I mean, we'll definitely get this world. That's not an issue. But I want you now to build another one of these ships because we got 3 planets to grab here. The ultra poor and the poor or whatever, but you know, still places to grow pop, do research, etc. Take an eternity to build. The ultra poor, I might not even bother to try to build factories. The poor, I think I will. I think it's worthwhile to do. Will you build a ship that can make the Kessel run in less than 12 parsecs? Anyway, I mean, we're slowly crawling along to controlled toxic. We're not doing a lot of research at the moment, but once we are done shipbuilding, we'll be able to. And like Midgar will be able to contribute eventually. It's at about half factories. It typically takes about 10 turns to go from half factories to complete factories, so it's making progress there. And Narnia actually is maxing out this turn. It only needs 4 more factories, so okay. There we go, we'll build that. And then we want to get 1 base, and then we'll have this do research as well. So some of the other planets are finally starting to contribute. All right, this is over the RO in Mancer. Let's see where it goes next. Oh, and I wanted to turn off the spying for right now. We got the report. We got the information we needed. We can turn it back on in a little bit, but for right now, we got the turn we needed, the info we needed. All right, so if you guys have a request for this planet, this one's way up in the northwest corner. If there's something you guys want for this one. We called the last one Nearby Valhalla. I don't know if that matters or not. I'll let people in chat decide if they have something for this. Definitely feels like the Klakons are the only AI of any consequence in this galaxy. The others are all kind of a joke. Shining Stars, Northwestern University. I like Northwest. I think Northwestern won't fit, so we're just going to go with Northwest. NWU. Some of these colonies, yeah, this is definitely headed to this star, and I can't stop them from claiming that, unfortunately. Oh, hello, there's another Cylon ship in the area. So they haven't come up with a new design recently for me to scout. I didn't finish I did finish a colony ship. Okay, so this one's going to the Big Daddy planet down here. So remember how at the very start of the game, the yellow star next to me was Inferno Hostile? Uh, Imagine if this had been my second colony at the very start of the game. Yeah, that might have been nice. That would have been helpful if that had been the case. Hey, wait, what? We didn't max out on factories here? Oh, wait. Oh no, it's one. I miscounted. It's 140 is the max factories, not 135. I miscounted that one. All right, so Northwest will need some population. The only place we can realistically get it from is Midgar. So we're going to have to send some here. And we'll probably have to end up growing some population on Midgar because it'll probably max factories before it maxes pop. And then we can, in those situations, it's worthwhile to grow the population. Like right now, we could grow about 8 or 9 pop in a turn. But we want to keep taking advantage of the natural population growth. Now, one thing that's good about the Meklars is, like right now, normally a lot of these factories would go to waste. Like 75 pop can only work 150 factories, but since we're the Meklar, we can actually work all these factories, even though we're not at 2 times population, because we get to work those extra factory controls. So for this planet, I think we send 13, because that'll get it to 15, which is 1/4. So when it gets there, over there eventually. So we've slowed Midgar a little bit so that we can speed up the development of Valhalla by a lot. All right, still 3 turns away. I'll send this forward up there as soon as that scout arrives. Unfortunately, the stupid Klakons are going to get another world here, and that's going to give them a lot of additional range, but I just don't see any good way to stop that without picking a fight with them and canceling the non-aggression pact, which I don't want to do. So we're going to snap up all these worlds that are colonizable. And then the only ones that they have the tech to colonize are this one and this and this. And then I guess this, although I don't think they have the range to get there. I guess this as well, but I don't think they have the range to get here either. I really don't like this scenario where our borders are like so intertwined with one another, but I don't see how to stop that short of canceling the non-aggression pact, which I don't want to do right now. All right, anyway, so we're getting 2 more colony ships at end of turn. And we're going to send 1 here and 1 here. Grab those poor worlds and at least stop the AI from claiming them. Oh, what's this? This is another thing I don't want to see. All right, I don't know where this fleet's going. It does not have a colony ship, so that's something. But Meklar, why don't you start stacking up some more bases just in case this is headed towards us? Really wish I had a better scanner tech. I'm hoping that it's just going from here to here, or going towards like the radiated planet, but let's get some more defenses just to be safe. And yeah, so here they do now have the 197 daggers in orbit. Again, you just don't really want to fight with the AI too much in the early game if you can avoid it, because they just have so many production advantages. All right, so we have the 2 red stars. Neuromancer, your ship go to the northern of those 2 stars. And then the capital homeworld, Meklans, goes to the southern of those 2 stars. Would love to know what's on. They have a new design, don't they? No, it's still the same designs as before. We've already seen what's on these. This one had nuclear missiles. This one had a heavy laser, and this just had lasers on it. So we've seen all these designs before. So yeah, you build defensive bases. You go to research. You can now go over to research. And Narnia should be just build this 1 base, and then you'll go to research too. All right, Midgar. Factory building. Got the transports on the way. Valhalla will finally have enough to not be a joke planet. Earth is also about to not be a joke planet. I really wish we had faster transports. There's so much space over here, like this huge empty portion of the map. So we're having to operate on like very long supply lines in this game. Also, would really like it if the other AIs did something. Now they're just allied with the humans. Okay, as long as they're allied with only 1 AI, we're probably okay, because the AI is apparently doing a horrible job of growing pop in this game. I think we'll be able to get to a veto block pretty easily. All right, anyway, so where did... Oh, whatever those ships were, they moved. I guess they're not coming towards me, because you can always see within 3 parsecs of your planets. So I don't know where they're going, but Not towards me. Wait, 3 colony transports? What is that? Whatever. All right, there is one small thing I wanted to do. This was going to here, so I was going to have this scout to here. The lack of activity means there's a good chance this is either another super hostile base or it's Orion. So Narnia will have its base. Obviously, one base is not enough to keep it safe, but we can always try to crash build bases after that. Meklars will build 2 bases, and then it can go back to research. And yeah, controlled toxic cannot get here soon enough. A lot of this other stuff is not going to do anything. I mean, like, an extra point of shielding is decent. That's not bad. But controlled toxic is the big one. It sucks being rated poor in planetology. Really sucks. Maybe we can actually get a real weapon at some point, too. Oh, no. The Bulrathi were not able to stop the negative event. So that star, whatever was there, now that's an empty star. Now it becomes a none planet. Jeez. That's honestly kind of bad because I need the other AIs to be at least somewhat strong to be a counterweight to the Klakons, but no. Nope, it's literally just the 2 of us in this galaxy. Okay. Poor bears. Poor bears. All right, I really, really, really wish I had an improved scanner tech so I could tell where the heck these things are going. If I could get in contact with another AI, maybe I'd be able to trade. All right, let's see again if there's any trade deal here available. Tried to engage the exploding scar in melee combat, but it didn't work. Yeah, the only thing I would want out of these is controlled tundra, and I'm not trying. They offered that before. I'm not going to give them death spores, which I really have no defense against. That would not be a good trade. All right, we'll put you back on research because we at least have some bases on these planets. Narnia's got its base, so we'll put this on. So now we're going to be pushing tech a little more seriously here. Again, get this, and that's the biggie. As I said, I might slot even more in that favor for right now. I kind of have most of my research going in that, but it's just such an important tech. I don't feel bad about emphasizing it. All right, anyway, so this world, Midgar, 23 factories per turn. Yeah, I'm going to have to grow some pop here, but we'll build the factories first. How close is it getting? So right now, the pop can operate 280 factories, and we're like about to hit that. But we'll take advantage of natural population growth as long as we can, and pay to grow them once it runs out. So Valhalla now has gotten its transports in. Northwestern's a couple turns away. Earth is about to get its transports. And we have our colony ships en route. 2 turns, 3 turns, and 4 turns. So we're about to get more. And then we'll have to send some pop there. Meklars will probably grow some pop and send them, especially here. I might just grow 15 pop for 2 straight turns and send them. So it starts at like 30 pop. I'll probably send 1 shipment of pop to each of these planets. Like send 15 to each of them. Because that's about the most Meklars can grow back in a turn is about 15 pop. Something like that. Continue to be nervous about where all these ships are going. Like, look at this. All right. Got another colony ship here. The fact that they have so much, and that's a new design, the Saber. That's a new design too. I really, really want these guys not to be right on top of me. Why could they just not have controlled toxic? Like if they just had controlled dead, it would be like, whatever, who cares? But the fact that they have controlled toxic just makes it so ugly. Unlocks almost all of these. 818. Yeah, I mean, it's like, do I want to fight these guys for space superiority? I really don't. If I can colonize them first, they can't attack me there without breaking the non-aggression pact. But I don't know. I really wish I had an improved scanner to see where the heck they're going to. Still, honestly, if I can get most of these planets, I'll be feeling pretty comfortable. Because as I've said, I'm the Meklar. Time is very much on my side. I can build a gazillion factories on every world. Just trying to keep an eye on where these ships might be going. All right, this is the biggie. What was people wanted? Was the suggestion to name this Irradiated because it's by far it's like the most beautiful planet in the galaxy? I remember that there was a suggestion or something like that in chat. I don't know what Klendathu means. If it's a reference, it's not one that I'm getting, unfortunately. Chernobyl. Okay, that's a good one. For the most beautiful idyllic planet. Make sure I spell it correctly. The most beautiful Terran world. Again, I'm expecting the council to vote soon. So they're at 12, and I'm close to that too. How many planets do I have? I have 9, but I'm about to be at 11. Wait, where did they just colonize? Oh, they took this world up here. They took this dead world up here. Yeah, it's really just the two of us, isn't it? The other AIs are just irrelevant in this galaxy. So bizarre. I've never had a game that played out quite like this. Yeah, they're really snapping up all those planets that are dead and lower habitability. They're probably going to get this one too. I don't know that I can keep them off that. Just hoping I can get to some of these other toxic worlds before they can. And this barren world in the backlines there. Like every planet that I don't have to fight them on. Every planet that I can deny them is a planet I don't have to fight them on. If the silicoids were in this game, it would be ridiculous. I'm really glad that they are not in this game. There's no way I could have kept them off all these planets. I just wish that the other AIs were doing something. They all have to be so pathetic in this galaxy. I don't know what all the other AIs are doing. We'd probably have to be at war with them to chase them off. All right, we're getting there. Look, this is at the halfway point now. I'm going to have to pull Meklars off research, though, for a little bit to send some pops. So I think I wanted to send 15-15 to get this planet going. I think that's about the most I can regrow. So this is a situation where I think it is worthwhile to regrow pop, to like spend to regrow. Just there's no other way to get pop down here in any reasonable amount of time. All right, Earth finally got its population infusion. And Northwestern's like 2 turns away. Valhalla's also. How close is Midgard? Midgard, so as expected, it's saying max. But of course, it's not actually maxed out on factories yet. We'll just let this run all the way up to the max, which is 380 factories, and then we'll regrow the missing population. So it'll max out in maybe 5 or 6 more turns, and then we have another very strong world up there. If we had just had controlled dead in our tech tree, this game would have been so much easier. Controlled dead instead of the useless death spores, because we would have grabbed this. We would have had all these planets, and then we would have been able to keep the and we would already have this. Like we would have been able to keep them out of our back lines. Not having any of the habitability techs was really rough in this game. In a game that has so many hostile worlds, not having them. All right, and we found an arid ultra poor. Oh, someone's already up there. So here's some of these poor worlds. This is one of the 2 poor worlds. Yeah, it's really bizarre. I had horrible luck in some regards and then amazing luck in other regards. It's just really weird. Like my tech choices were awful, absolutely awful. And I sent the starting colony ship to a yellow star that was a hostile world, and I wasn't able to plant the second colony until 10 turns into the game. But then also half the map is uncontested. So it's like, what is this game? Poverty point's a good one. I don't know if that's going to fit. Okay, close enough. The real poverty point. And then we have another poor world right after this too. All right, yeah, so Meklars was able to build. All right, what's this? Where is this fleet going? Where is this fleet headed? Right here. They're probably going to this planet here. The one I scouted in the early game. This is where I sent my colony ship at the start of the game. I don't think I can keep them off this. How am I ever going to stop this fleet, right? I can't stop 1,000 ships. If they want to go take that world, they just get it. As I said, this is annoying because they're continuing to push their range deeper into my backlines. We're going to have our territories completely overlapping with each other. Having to go for a huge reserve colony ship to extend range, yeah. But otherwise, I wouldn't have gotten up here, so I think it was the right call. I'm just worried that a lot of these worlds I've been planning to get are going to be gone, but I can't stop their fleet. Like, I cannot stop this fleet from taking what it wants. What can I do to stop this? They have like 1,000 ships. There's no way I can stop that, so better to just stay on friendly terms with them for the time being until I am in a position to stop something like that. All right, so as we said, double infusions of pop to this world, the really good world. And then I'll send the next one to Poverty Point, and then I guess we'll send one to this planet, which is even worse than Poverty Point. But yeah, we're still ahead of them in population, hanging in there. We have enough to be competitive, and that's all you can really ask for. Just worried that they're going to run away with the game a little bit too much, but I've played my way back from worse situations than this. Anyway, apparently that's a Bullrathi world up there, so yeah. When we get this next range tech, when we get this range 7, we will actually be in contact with them, which would probably be good because we might be able to trade for some stuff that they have. I mean, that's an ultra poor world, so we don't even care about that one. Like, if they have it, it's irrelevant. All right, hanging in there. Send in pop. We're about to found this planet too. And then, yeah, we're just trying to race to these techs as fast as possible. I'm hoping planetary shield's available at the next tier here. But mostly we're just trying to get to this controlled toxic, despite being rated poor in planetology. Always very painful. So we're at 330. Again, 380 is max for this planet. And then we'll, grow the pop. Narnia's researching, Neuromancer's researching, Robot's researching. I am having to spend a fair amount on bases right now. All right. I like the suggestion to name this Paradise, even though it's like one of the worst planets. It's probably the worst planet in our territory. Because it's ultra poor. What is this? Alright, now this is interesting. So we're technically 4th in production. Interesting that the humans and Cylons are ahead of us, but we have so many more planets than they do that sooner or later, I mean, we'll catch up easily in time. Alright, so Poverty Point gets the next population infusion. I wish these didn't have to take quite so long to get over there, but it is what it is. Send another 15 million to each of these, and then that's all they're getting. Now there's a fleet of the enemy, or technically allies, moving around over here. I can move this scanner down here so that if they do set up shop on this planet, I'll at least be able to get a scan on their ships before they move. No, production's not weird. It's because I have so many planets that are still just getting started is the main reason why. All right, I think this will max factories this turn. Or be very close to it. Let's do this and see. And we're getting closer. So Midgard did max factories. Okay, so this is going to Poverty Point. So we just need to send one set off to Paradise, and then that plan will be enough to at least get started. As I said, 15 million is like 16. Have fun with that. So it is expensive to do this, don't get me wrong. Now that is a large fleet. I am glad it is not going towards my my home worlds. That is a large fleet. But yeah, hanging in there for the time being. Looks like our trade has ticked up a little bit. So we're actually able to cut down on spending on some of these worlds. Really, really wish I had a scanner, an improved scanner over here. Oh look, here comes another death fleet towards something. Maybe it's going towards that radiated rich world. The AI does have to scout, by the way. The AI does not just know where everything is on the map automatically. They do have to scout in this game. So they don't cheat in that regard. All right, so yeah, we maxed out factories on this planet. So it needs to grow 7 pop to max out. We'll do that. And then put the rest into starting a base. And then this planet can be a research location too. All right, up here, we can probably terraform this soon, but it's still not even at half of max, so there's not really a point just yet. These planets are more just getting started, but Midgar is now in a pretty strong location. And look at this, we're getting closer on the planetology. I'm still surprised the council has not met yet. It has to be getting close with how many planets have been colonized. We should be getting close. I think it's it's either 2/3 or 3/4. I think we're very close. They're still allied with 2 AIs, which is concerning for a council vote. I also want to get my population up because I really want to hit I think if I can hit 1/3 for the veto block, I'll feel way safer. All right, so Midgar has maxed out. We'll build the base just so we have a base here. Where is this going? I guess to Draka, I guess. We are so intertwined now, it's very confusing. Oh, look at that. So I sent 16 and look, it didn't grow back to full. So 15 was right at what it could send and grow back to full in the same turn. Right at what it could send. Yeah, so this is definitely going here. And again, there's no way I can stop them from heading here, not with 1,000 daggers. They also just scrapped one of their designs. So I've got a scanner here so I can at least... Oh, wait, no, there's not going to be a combat. I won't see what they have. Oh, well. Yeah, we are getting close to hitting the end. I mentioned this before. I do have a hard stop. So we're hitting the end of this stream, but let's run at least a couple more turns and see what happens. Earth should be at the point where it can terraform. Yeah, let's do this. We'll terraform this planet, Earth, over 2 turns. Oh, wait, what? Oh, I'm on one of their planets, that's right. I had a retreat going here. And this is, they actually have a... Oh, I can actually maybe survive this because they have missiles. Ha! Ha ha ha! Got him to retreat. So we know that that ship has missiles on it. Oh, we got a double hit. Okay. So planetary shield, yay! This is a biggie. This is a big, big hit. So if we can get this, we have 8 points of shielding, and we're pretty safe against everything except bombs. Not completely safe, but pretty safe. All right, we have struck out on the next tech field. There is nothing, there are no missiles here at all. So one of the 2 fields was great, the other was terrible. I'm gonna grab Hyper-Vs, which are very cheap, and then we can move forward with probably mass drivers. I don't really want to research. We already have hand lasers, so ion rifle does nothing. Let's grab this, and maybe if we can get in touch with another AI, we can trade for something. Oh, hello. First council vote, okay. So we're... Wait, we're nominated against the humans? What? We're not even nominated against the Klakons? What? Okay. I hope everyone doesn't just vote for the humans, because they are the humans. Okay. We actually should not lose the game just because the Cylons abstained. Very, very odd. All right, so 4 votes. Interesting. 2 votes. 4 votes. Okay, we have 5 votes. We almost have a veto block already. So would the game have ended if they had all voted for the humans? Would 12 out of 17 done it? Would that have been enough? Yes. Yes, it would have been. So remember how I said I really hope they don't all just vote for the humans? If they had all voted for the humans, the game would have ended right here. And there's basically nothing I could have done about that. There's literally nothing I could have done. If it's the first council vote and you're not even in contact with the other races, there's nothing you can do. So we will abstain and the game will go on. Thank goodness they did not just all vote. But yeah, okay. So now we at least know when the next vote will take place. Good. We have a little ways until the next vote takes place. I think we can get to a veto block by the time of the next vote because we should be able to get a whole bunch of pop-up on planets like Earth, Paradise, Poverty Point, Chernobyl. Like we'll be able to get, like we have basically another vote in population just out here in transports. So I think we can get enough to get a veto block by that point in time. Yeah, I was close. I was 1 vote. I was like 1 away. So we're not far off. And hopefully that'll do it. All right, so Midgar. All right, Midgar did build its base. I'm going to play out this turn, and then I've got to stop because I have to run off to a doctor's appointment, as I mentioned. So Midgar, put that on research. Again, we're kind of running a bit of a farmer's gambit here, but the most important thing is to get these decks. So they did set up on this location. We did not get a scan because yeah, as mentioned, we have that non-aggression pact. Sending these separately because they have different movement speeds. All right, so as far as tech goes, though, look at this. We're at 1255 beakers. We are close, you guys. We are getting close. The next thing I'm going to emphasize is force fields. I want that planetary shield, but we're getting close. We've got the transports headed to our new fledgling colonies. And remember, because we have the non-aggression pact, if we can get to controlled toxic and just toss a toxic base on these planets, once we have a colony down, they can't colonize it themselves because it'll be in our hands. So get this. If we can get these 3, I'll feel very, very good. And then we'll have to hopefully get radiated. I will delay enhanced eco for controlled radiated if it's in my tree. As badly as I need enhanced eco for waste cleanup, I will delay it if it's in my tree for controlled radiated because there's so many radiated planets. All right, well, that is our stopping point for today. So let's create a new save file. But before we go, I do have one other thing I need to mention for you guys. So let's quit out of Master of Orion. Let's quit and go back to the desktop here. Just want to mention that for you guys. All right, so the one other thing I have to mention is there is an announcement that we have coming up. So me and my wife Liz, we have to let you guys know we are expecting our first child to be born shortly, and I have not mentioned that up until this point, but yeah, we have a baby on the way. And the reason why I'm going to the doctor is I actually have to get an update on some vaccinations for stuff that the babies can't get immediately. So one of the things I have here, I don't know if you guys can see this, but we've got, let me put this for the camera. I'll blow this up for you guys. You can see this. We've got a little sonogram or ultrasound here. That's love it first sight. It's very cute. So we have that coming up, and wanted to let everybody know before it got too much closer to the time. But that's coming up next month, and yes, we're very excited. But if you've ever been wondering why the AI Survivor was not scheduled for this year, is we have this, and there's just a little bit too much going on. So that is due date next month at the beginning of September. So wanted to let all you guys know. Yeah, so that's coming up. But thanks you all for your congratulations in the chat. More on that to come down the road. Didn't want to say anything until we got close to time, just in case anything went wrong, which can sometimes happen with pregnancies. So as I said, we're very excited and appreciate all the congratulations. So thanks for watching. More on that to come down the road, and we'll keep you guys in the loop on that. So hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Talk to you guys soon. Take care, folks.